Right, this is episode 36 of the All About Counter-Strike podcast, and today things become all about Shox. A legendary player, a major winner, 4 times MVP, 17 notable trophies, and dominance from Source all the way into CSGO, and an amazing career. As always, DevWalk is here to join me to go through some of this. Was an opponent, was a problem, is a problem still now to most people.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
my intro for this one.
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, I have fond memories of you as a person, but in-game, not so much.
I mean, I can believe you.
Yeah.
You having to play against him, I'm sure, was not fun at all in any of this. And I will just say a big shout out to StarLadder for once again, obviously giving us this during the StarLadder Budapest Major. We are getting to use this setup and actually have a player in person, not like DevWalk at home, me in a room with a player, or all of us outside everywhere. So this is a special one for sure. But Shoxy, you're here at the Budapest Major in a very different role. So first of all, just tell us what you're doing, what you're up to here.
No.
Yeah.
Here for the Budapest Major, I'm actually working for Zoe. I've been working for Zoe since January 2025, and I'm actually continue working with them for 2026 and 2027. So you're gonna see me again on the next events for sure.
Happy days.
And yeah, like trying basically, I think everyone knows Zoe. I mean, at least all school players, we all know Zoe because 10 years ago, we were like all using Zoe because it was the best,
It was the best.
And then wireless came out, and Zoe was really late about the wireless. So this is also why tons of players just switched, And now Zoe basically want to also come back to the market. So this is also why they took me on board, I would say, trying to make Zoe great again. And I'm really thankful for them. I'm really happy about that because myself, I was really proud and always used Zoe for so many years in my career that I personally think also Zoe deserves to be better in 2025 and for next years, because from what I know from the past, I also really love their approach about science, they don't really know.
Did you do the testing, by the way? The
I
science testing?
I did 3 testing for now.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So you haven't done it yet.
No.
We're gonna have to get you set up to do it. I was always an EC user, and for ages I was using an EC2. I actually did the testing between EC1 and EC2 and looking at how it was. It's actually better for my ginormous hands and just for fatigue and stuff to be using the EC1. And there was a science behind it. There's a lot of data to look at it, and I thought, Jesus, you can tell me I'm using the wrong mouse all this time. What mouse are you rocking with now? What do you use?
I actually use S2,
Okay.
just because FK1 is not
Not
wireless.
there yet.
Yes, but it's actually coming out soon. So I'm using some prototypes now.
Did you use FK during your career as well?
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
Basically a lot. Yeah. Especially all my good years in a way. It was on FK1. And as Xantares, for example, he's still playing with FK1
With the wire.
With the wire.
Bro.
But the wireless is coming out pretty soon. So really excited about that one. And we're also working on many other projects.
I was a big EC1 fan.
Yeah.
EC1?
Yeah. I wanted the big one.
It's gonna be some improvement as well in the next year. You're gonna guys see a
We're
lot
gonna
of,
see.
Yeah, in 2026 it's gonna be really good for Zoe. I'm really happy to be with them.
Awesome, man. Well, it's good to hear you are doing well. We know obviously your stream. I get to enjoy your stream and your Olaf games, and you're trolling each other and having some fun, showing some of the classic Shox personality. But we are here to look at your career in general. I'm going to kind of skip through the source bits because a lot of this has been covered so many times.
Yeah.
And we want to get more stories of what maybe some fans today are new fans to CS. They know you by name, but maybe not know the journey. But just to briefly touch on Source for you, obviously, this was the young Shox coming up. This was a super talented player, but just give me maybe your fondest memories, the best memories you have from the Source days, obviously being at the top of the French scene.
I will pick probably the SWC. I think it was in 2011 in France. So it was the eSport World Cup.
Yes. Oh,
yeah. And it was back then we had some ESWC for 1.6.
Yep.
But we are always waiting for it to be on Source, And that year it actually happened only one time in 2011, and it was in Paris.
The dream crowd for you.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was the first time that we were actually playing like in front of a crowd, you know. So there were like maybe like 2,000, 3,000 people, you know.
Yeah.
And back then for us, like that was absolutely like insane. You know? And just the title, because it was like the eSport World Cup, you know. So I would definitely pick that one.
Awesome. So where do you want to start on CS side of things? When it comes to CS:GO.
I kind of wanted to start with my worst memory of Shox. Probably a good memory for him.
Okay.
But so it's skipping a few teams in, but it is like 1.5 week before the major, something like that, in 2013. We both go to MSI beat.
I remember. You know what? I was asking. I was about to ask you, was it in China?
Yes.
So I know what you're talking about.
So we.
This was back when you Fnatic was sponsored by MSI as well, right?
Yes.
The beta
yes.
thing. Okay.
That's essentially why we went there in the first place. But there was a few other teams like SK, and I can't remember.
Nah, me neither. But it was,
I remember
it was a
SK
good event.
there. It was a good event. And I remember both of us, we come to the final and we play Dust 2 and I have it written down, I think. Well, I didn't write down the map, but you won 16-12 and 16-10. And the thing I remember the most about it...
Dust 2 and Mirage you played.
Yeah, Dust 2 and Mirage. But we played really good at that final as a team.
Do you also remember, like,
I remember...
how did we play? On which computer?
Yeah, no, I don't... Was it the laptop?
Yes, we are playing on...
Wait, you were plugged into a laptop?
Yes,
Did you have a monitor, though? Not a laptop monitor?
Yeah, I think yes.
one.
Yeah,
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
But it was like not even 100 Hertz, I think. Yeah.
No, it was pretty... some
Not the
events,
best. Not
some
the best
events
condition.
back then even had like 60 hertz.
Yeah.
But either way, I remember we do a strat, we go up short on Dust 2. I think this was the first pistol. And it's Shox there, and he just completely deletes us in like 3 seconds. Next pistol, he
It was not
aces
short.
again.
It was long, bro.
Was it long?
Yes.
But there was one short round. I remember one short round. Because
short-
you aced both pistols.
Yes, I did.
And on the second map, you aced another pistol.
Yeah.
And the fourth pistol, you got a 4K.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
we were
wait,
just
wait.
saying to ourselves, like, okay, but what are we supposed to do?
You know, like, that's things, because it's definitely not something that happened like a lot.
I don't
in a
think I've
career.
ever seen it happen after this.
Yeah, probably not. No, definitely probably
No.
not. And I already, like, a lot of times tried to actually, like, get back the demos and stuff, but I could not find it because it's, like, too old, you know?
Yeah, there's no demo here. I'm looking at the match now.
But
There's
this
no
is
demo.
ingrained in my
Yes,
memory
yes,
as one
same.
of the, like, this was for me, you know, obviously we came from 1.6, so we looked at people like Forrest, Get Right as the big idols, the big names. Everyone a little bit whispers about Shox in the scene and, you know, Very Games and this kinds of team. And this was like my first real taste of, you know, you as a player and how incredibly brilliant you were. Because you ended up that final, I think it was like 60... I even have it written down here. 62-33 in stats, a 197 rating in the final.
Not bad.
1.0 rating.
Yeah, 1.0.
This would be, for people today, it would be, I think, over 3 rating in a final.
Right now? No, maybe not 3, but probably like around like
It would be
2.5 maybe.
Yeah,
something like this.
2.5 at
Rating
least.
1.0 was really hard to get to.
you
really
got,
good.
you got,
Yeah.
it was only kills and deaths. It was nothing else.
Yeah, because it's got ADR, it's got KST 00, and it just says here for Dust 2, 36 and 20, and then going on to Mirage, 26 and 30.
Imagine, we lose 16-12, we lose both pistols, and he has 36 frags against us.
That was a really nice memory, you know. I love China, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to give him a superpower in here.
But yeah, that was like the first time I got the taste of like, okay, this guy is for real. He is probably one of the best players in the world. And you were. And you had such a dominant career. And yeah, that was my worst memory of Shox.
And that was one of my best memory, you know, like because I will also remember these aces like
Yes.
for all my life.
That's
because
unheard of though.
And
Two
it's
aces
one
and
kill,
1 4K.
One
three
kill
aces,
from
three aces.
Three aces.
3 aces and
And
1 4-kill on pistol.
Like as he said, I don't think
I don't
like,
think it's
you
ever
don't-
been done.
No.
You don't see
No.
it anymore, you know. So yeah, that was huge, you know, and it was really clean aces, you know, as
It
well.
was very fast.
Wait,
It
I need
was
to go back
very
and find some. There must be some videos somewhere of this because we can't see the demo. But do you know what's wild is like if you think of that now, you should just avoided him. You should just wherever he's playing and not gone to that spot.
I don't think like people we didn't prep in that manner back then.
No,
We
no,
did
no, no.
not.
And we had a lot of ego, bro.
Yeah.
Like no, there is no way that guy gets 5 kills. We're just gonna go on
'Cause
him
this
again,
is-
and we're gonna
Yeah.
destroy him, you know.
This is a time before analysts, before coaches,
Yeah.
before anything, you know. It was just 5 dudes playing together, you know, like
And trying their best.
yeah.
Finding some new tactics, and this was actually not really nice back then because there was like no analysis and no demos. Like
Yeah.
you could actually create a lot of new things, hide it, and just come up on it, you know. And even if you like maybe like tried it like 2, 3 times or 4 times in practice, you know against who you tried it.
Yeah.
You know. So for
Okay.
example, like when Fnatic like was our biggest opponent, there was like some new tactics.
Yeah.
We are actually trying it against lower teams, not
Mm-hmm.
against Fnatic, and not against teams that can be friend with Fnatic. You know, like
Ah, to,
No,
to
it
share
was-
the
Yeah,
information.
exactly.
It was 100% like that. It would be like, okay, this is a French team. We cannot do this
Yeah, exactly.
against them.
Hiding it all, making it
that
work.
was cool.
But you were on the very games in the Source era. Then obviously things change when it goes into CS:GO. We're going to start with Epsilon, right? Best
Yeah.
way to start on this.
I mean, we're just gonna kind of run through the teams, and if we find anything interesting to talk about in those days, then we'll stop there.
Let's do it.
But Epsilon, you had a lineup of Shox, Acker, Scream, Uzi, and Horks.
Which year was it?
2012.
2012.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's pretty short. Like it's just before I think.
It's
you
before
go-
Very Games called me.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a little stop with Epsilon, a little
I
stop
think
with
you
TCM.
just basically jumped around in a few different teams back then, but I assume because this doesn't even have data of matches
No.
on HLTV. It
No,
was
it-
basically in the beta period. I would.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just, I would say, like the team I was during the transition between like CSS 1.6 and CSGO.
Yeah.
And I was not in Very Games. So that was mainly like my transition team. And big things actually like came out after when I joined Very Games.
But it was also interesting back then because joining teams and different iterations of players, you had to kind of try your way in because you didn't know who was going to be good in this game, who was good in 1.6, and was like 2 scenes melding
Mixing.
together. So you kind of wanted someone from each to at least try, because I think it didn't work with just having 1.6 players and just having source players.
Yeah, definitely. And this is why NIP, in my opinion, was so good for many years and many times, is because it was
They
like
thought
the only
about that.
teams that actually like shared, you know,
Yeah.
like 1.6 and CSS players. So that was a big W for them for sure.
What was it like for you coming from obviously having played under Very Games, then coming back to Very Games? Was that still even at that point in your career like a dream scenario to end up there and be with these guys again?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, when actually CSGO came out and I was just seeing them lose like an NIP from final to final to final, you know, I was just like, I want to be there. I want to be with them, and I want to actually help them winning against NIP. You know, because I was feeling that the team. I mean, if I wanted to be the best, or to lift trophies, or to be in the best team, like I had to join them. You know, no, I mean credits to my former teammates or whatever, but in the team I was having, like I could feel and I could know, you know, that it's not with that team that I'm gonna lift a trophy or whatever, you know.
Okay. So you had that feeling with it as well. And the first one, right, was you, Smith, Scream, Existence, MBK. But obviously there's a lot of changes, a lot of things that go throughout the French scene in that. From your perspective, because we heard it from many different people, why was it so turbulent within the French scene? Why was there things of disagreements or not agreeing with things? And even when you were so skilled and so successful, like I could imagine, as not being in your shoes, if you guys could have just played the game and everything else would have been fine, you could have been like a longer domination.
But it must have been a little bit because obviously you were always second, and NIP was so dominant that I assume you just tried different iterations. What would actually match up against
No,
becoming
actually,
the best?
no. Actually, how it went is just Variant Games could not beat NIP, and then they just bring me back instead of Kenny S because they thought it was a good way, and
Yep.
it was because after we managed to beat them. But for the French stuff and shuffle, like honestly, I do have a lot of responsibility for sure about this because I was not the one that I am today. You know, I was way less mature.
Yeah.
I had way more ego. I had a lot of ego.
Okay.
And yeah, I had a hard personality. You know, I was this type of person that is talented, and because he's talented, basically, like he's not gonna do anything special, and he doesn't want to work. You know, he just
wow.
he just want like to use his talents, and
Yeah.
and that's it. And Existence, for example, was totally like the opposite.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like he was a really big hard worker, stuff like this. And every time, like when he wanted to work or to do some stuff, some tactics. Like I was like, yeah, we don't need this. You know, just play on the flow, use your instinct. You know, like you're just gonna put me a lot of things in my head that I don't want because I just want to play on the flow. So I was definitely like, I was a big tool, I would say, in a team because of mid-run, because of my instinct, because of my voice, because of my skill. But I was also like that kind of tool which can be like really hard to use sometimes, you know. And also I was already back then, probably my big weakness was actually girls, to be honest. Because as soon as I had a girlfriend, like my girlfriend, like were way above CS, you know.
Oh, so
So-
you chose that over the career.
Yeah, like basically, like CS is number one, but but it was number one when I was single. As soon as there is a girlfriend, like you know, CS is above, and sometimes I actually ended up like missing practice, stuff like this, finding some excuses. You know, oh I'm sick, oh I have problem with my internet or whatever. I was just going with my girlfriend. You
Oh,
know?
no.
It still happens today, by the way, from
Yeah?
players. Yes.
I mean, this is how you are young, also, you know, and
Okay, Shox, because you're a legend, right? What would you say to young players now, though, who have like super talented, super good? Where would you say they should prioritize these things? Because I've got my perspective on this, but I want to hear it from you, who you chose the other one.
I would say like keep your personality because this is why you are good and this is what makes you good. So you don't have to change it, which like in another way, like I did it in the end of my career, which
Yeah.
I think was a big mistake, for example. But in the same way, like it's hard because it requires like a lot of matureness that you might don't have when you are 17, 16, 18. So overall, don't take everything for granted. You know, you might have a talent, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a natural in a way,
Yeah.
if I want to say it. You know, like try to get a step back, be humble, and just do your things. But yeah, in a humble way, I would say, and try your best. You know, sometimes I've been really hard with my teammates, you know, like 15 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
There's a lot of French stories that, but I learned, you know, I learned.
Yeah. I mean, where should we go next? We should go probably to. I mean, I want to kind of touch on TCM Gaming. Why did that happen? Stavros, Klai, Shox, Strux,
Guardian.
One, and Guardian
Yeah,
in a team
My
for a
le-
short stint before you joined Very Games.
exactly. I don't know how it ended up, but I think it was Guardian that actually like texted me because I always had like good relationship with him. You know, like he's really nice. And he was just like, yeah, we are doing like an international team. Like we think you would be a good fit. You never play in international. We'll let you do like whatever you want to do and stuff like this, you know. And this is exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. And I think we only did like one qualification to a tournament, stuff like this. We actually destroyed everyone. I was feeling really like comfortable in that team because I had the freedom that
Yeah.
sometimes I was missing that I don't have like in very games, you know. And that's it. It was actually really short just because I made an interview on HL TV back then. And they asked me, you know, about the very gay stuff and thing. and I just said like if I'm just waiting like for Very Games offer.
Oh wow, so you said it publicly.
Yeah. And so basically, what did the HLTV? You know, like they put it in the title. You know, Shox double dot. You know, I'm only waiting for my TT's offer. So actually, like they were a bit mad also about that I should not say it, but you know, I didn't saw it like in a bad way. I was not saying it
I mean, you were
as
saying
like you need to call me, but
Yeah.
you asked for me, you know, and me, I was playing with TSM basically because at this time I think it was maybe the best thing for me, but my goal was to play with Very Games. So I was just being honest, you know, but sometimes you can't always be honest, you know, in interviews and stuff. It's hard.
But it didn't take long for them to actually call you.
Yeah, I think it was like
after.
2 months ago
Yeah.
after or something like this. Yeah. Maybe actually, you see, maybe that just helped me in a way.
Yeah, it probably did because I mean, you were in TCM from April to May 2013.
Yeah, so that was
And then in May you joined
Yeah.
Very Games.
Imagine if he didn't make that interview, if he didn't make that quote. Do you think
Maybe
they still
someone
would have
from
asked you?
Very Games like, yeah, maybe this Shox guy. Forgot about that guy.
Maybe.
Do you think they still would have asked you if you maybe didn't say it then? Did they know you wanted to join before you said this in interview?
Yeah, for sure. But maybe it would have been like that fast.
Yeah, it might have taken a
Maybe
little
like
bit
2
more
or
time.
3 months after. But
I mean, it must have kickstarted a conversation within the Very Games.
probably
Yeah.
because it was also like I know that the interview like also came in a moment where they were having like some trouble with Kenny S, you know. So
Okay.
when you have having some trouble with a teammate and you want to be better as a team, and then you see that news popping off, you know, it kind of make things like faster, you know.
Yeah.
Then we got to look at Titan from here, right? It's the same players, but you move to the Titan organization. This is more down to just the money side of things, right? And just, is it better conditions being offered at Titan? Is that why we
It
went
was
across?
essentially Very Games, right?
It was Very Games, but back then we were not earning like any big money, you know.
Yeah.
So it was 2013, so we were earning like 150 euros by month, something like this.
Oof.
And Titan was the first organization that actually like gave us like a proper salary back then. So it was like 1,000 euro by month by player, and for us like it was like insane, you know, because what we just wanted to do is we wanted like to keep doing our things, playing CS, our passion, while being able to just live from it, you know. Like we didn't want to have money to have money. We just wanted to have like enough money just so we can just do what we want, you know.
Yeah.
And having enough money to just play CS for us was just like a huge dream, you know. So when they came on the table with 1,000 euro per month, we're like, bro, like that's
Okay.
insane, you know. Like things are coming up. It's so cool. So that's what we're really nice. The only mandatory thing is we had to play in a gaming house. It was kind of how it was back then. They were inspired by League of Legends.
Yeah.
During these years, all like big League of Legends teams like were playing in a gaming house. So basically, if people don't know what is a gaming house, maybe like the new ones, it just basically you live together. Like you live in the same house 24/7.
Not a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and you just like practice every day, like a 24 hours boot camps, basically.
Yeah.
So they get inspired by League of Legends teams, and the Titan CEO wanted to do the same because back then we believed that it was the best way to actually perform. So we ended up like doing this, but after 3 months, I was like, I can't do it anymore. You know, it was too hard for me. Because I had a girlfriend, but not only.
Okay.
No, but it's also messy, you know. Just I mean, you spend so much time with each other on a normal basis, and if you want to take a break from your teammates,
You
which you
can't.
definitely need sometimes,
Yeah,
you can't.
it's not healthy. It's
You
not healthy.
cannot.
I mean,
you know, you're gonna fight with teammates. You're gonna say bad words. You're gonna disagree on a lot
Yeah.
of things, and then you don't want to like fuck this, and then walk away, and he's just sitting next to you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, great, we're just here the whole
Yeah,
time. This
yeah.
awkward situation.
So yeah, it was hard because we were practicing from Sunday to Thursday. Okay, back then it was not the same hours because a lot of teams had to get also a job or doing
Yeah,
something.
they were not full time. Yeah.
It was impossible to get full time. Besides, for example, us with Titan, because of the money.
And the-
So
NIP was also, I think, from
maybe.
the start.
And so the practice schedule was from 5 p.m. to midnight. You know, it actually started to be like more healthy or normal from 2016.
Okay.
But till 2016, every team it was 5 p.m. to midnight. It was like
So they finish school or work, and they can still
Exactly.
play. You can get some practice
exactly
in,
yes.
and
I
then
remember
grind
in
into the
Fnatic we
evening.
used to do however many pracs we could find till the night. So sometimes we would done 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Depending on if you could find opponents. But after midnight, it was very
Yeah, it was harder.
Slim,
Or it was
yeah.
like lower teams and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And so it was really hard because, for example, the Thursday when we finished like the practice, so it was midnight and stuff. So the gaming house was located like in Belgium.
Okay.
And my girlfriend was located, I would say, like in a city like called Troyes, which is like 1 hour and 30 minutes away from Paris by train. Okay, so what I did for 3 months is every Friday morning I woke up like at 5 a.m. and I was finishing like practice at midnight. So
Yeah.
I was sleeping like 3 hours. I was waking up at 5 a.m. to actually go to the train station in Belgium, so I can take the first train between like 6 and 7 in the morning to go to Paris. Then take a train from Paris.
Oh my gosh.
I have to change the station to take another one to actually go to Troyes. And so I was arriving like around like 12 or 1 p.m. So
Yeah.
I was really like exhausted, you know. So I was enjoying like 48 hours with her, not even.
You lost
And-
half the day traveling.
And the Sunday, so I had to do the same, but in an opposite way, because the thing is like Sunday we are practicing, so I had to be at the gaming house at like 4 or 4:30 maximum because we started at 5. Okay, so I was taking another train like Sunday morning to do like all the stuff. So from Troyes to Paris to Belgium, taking another thing, and I was arriving the Sunday at like 4:30, and 30 minutes after like big practice till midnight, and this like all the week, you know. And I did it like 2-3 months, and after I was like, I can't do it anymore, you know. I can't do it anymore. It's too hard. I needed like not only about my girlfriend, but as you said, you know, like
With privacy.
yeah, exactly, privacy, space, and it was like I was young, you know, so I was also like enjoying like getting some party, seeing my friends, and like you know enjoying life a bit, seeing even my parents, and I couldn't like do all of these things. So I just like said to the Titan CEO like I can't do it anymore for all these reasons, and he just told me like yeah, but Titan is like mandatory for gaming house, okay?
So you must, yeah.
Because I asked him like I want to stay with the team. I don't want to leave the team, you know. I don't have any problem with the team. It's just a gaming house. Can I please just stay at my home and keep practicing and playing with the team?
Yeah.
And he says no, it's mandatory. No gaming house, no Titan.
Whoa.
But they were rough back then in the French teams.
I mean, the sad thing is like I think back then we were one of the best teams in the world, you know. So who
Yep.
knows what will happen if he just allowed it, you know? We will
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it potentially could have ended something that was beautiful and could have had more success if
Exactly.
he'd just been a little bit more
Yes,
flexible
totally.
and not so tight on it all.
I mean,
right?
today we know that this is a recipe for disaster.
Yes,
it's
yes, today we
absolutely horrendous because I mean, just purely out of a mental state, it just destroys people. Not because you know, like it would happen to anyone, you know. Even if you and me, Banks, would sit in an apartment for 5 weeks straight, we'd kill each other.
I would actually kill
Yes.
you. there's no way I'm doing it. Your schedule,
And that's
your
5
way.
weeks, you know. He's doing it for 12, 16 weeks in a row, plus the traveling every morning.
And you obviously mentioned like the girlfriend thing again, right? Do you think maybe it would be better if you didn't prioritize girlfriends, or it would have still been the same feeling? Obviously, you're young. I get it. You want to have a girlfriend.
No, but it's not only about that. This is how I am,
Yeah.
like personality-wise. You know, like even today, I have more. Like I know what is responsibility. I know that you can't always do what you want, and this is how life it is. But no matter what, today, like even today, my wife will always be like the things the most important in my life, and I will do whatever for it. You know, it's just me, just part of my personality. You know, so even if it was like in a bad way sometimes, you know, like I just just love the love.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Very French.
I've been grinding like all my teenagers age with like a lot of time seeing like romantic movies with my big sister. So I get like that romantic vibes and
Yeah.
stuff, you know. And for me, like a woman need to be cherished and she needs to be like on top of the world. And I will always do my best like for it, you know, even if I have to sacrifice myself, which I did like way too many times. But I can't regret it because this is how I am, you know, at the end of the day.
Well, also back then, right? You don't know if that woman is the one. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, right?
You know, for me, like all my girlfriends was the wife of my life, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I just failed 3 times. It's okay.
That's not too bad.
That's not
That's
too bad.
not too bad.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the first one was a good one.
I have a question. When you were in Very Games and Titans, etc., because I know, for example, there used to be rules that probably still apply today to some degree, with like not bringing girlfriends
Yeah,
to
yeah.
events, etc. Was that a thing for you guys as well?
It was a thing. It was a thing.
Which probably you hated as well.
Exactly, and this is also why I had a lot of problems with my manager back then. It was a very like hard topic, you know,
Yeah.
because I never saw it in a bad way, and I never saw it like she will not make things like worse because she's here. For me, like she can only make things do better because I will feel like better and I will be more happy and more focused, you know. But they will always be like scared with the fact that because your girlfriend is here, then you want to spend more time with her, not with the team.
Yeah. You can understand that, why though, right?
I can understand. I can understand. But
Even in Fnatic we had that rule, and it was basically on like one bad thing happened, like
And
some,
GG.
and they
Everyone
just
else
banned
is
it
done.
forever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
like so it was like collective punishment to some degree for the rest of everyone.
I think it depends about personalities.
Yes,
I think
Yeah.
some players won't change at all with their girlfriend or not, and I think some can be indeed affected. You know, but I don't think you should anyway like make it forbidden. It's just like you should like learn him about how you should act, even if she's here, you know, because I think it's important, you know. And if you want your player to be comfortable, you also have to help him about what is important for him.
I mean, it's like for you, Banks. You know, you bring your
My
wife.
wife at almost every
everywhere,
event,
right?
yeah. Because I can't. I'm literally, when I'm doing my job as a talent, I cannot focus on anything but that. So I need help with all the other stuff, and it made me sound like dumb, but I mean, just being able to take care of every little detail outside of what the job is for me means that I can be the best at what I'm doing, and I can be completely focused. So I think.
But
my
you can
schedule-
imagine how hard it is to like create personal relationships with people when you were doing this esports world. Like when that is the rule, like no socializing outside the team.
But
just
I think
full
now,
focus.
right, there's also a different way to look. Like, I see so many young players, and like, if they had a relationship before they were making the money, because obviously the money's very different now, right? If they were in a relationship from the past, yeah, before they became a pro player, this person has supported their journey. I have no problem with them being in that relationship. But I would advise some of these young players who achieve a lot of success, a lot of glory, they get this girlfriend, then there's the drama, or they're streaming as well. That stuff is like, you need to cut that and focus only on the game. Don't let that outside
That's
distractions
it's a
happen.
very vague line of where to draw it.
Yeah,
because
but-
it's,
Yeah, but it's okay. So take it this way: Shox, obviously, his priority was the girlfriend, right? But if that girlfriend was posting stuff online, making drama on Twitch streams, obviously this kind of thing, that's not positive for you.
No, definitely
And
not.
that's messing with your head.
Yes.
You wouldn't stay with that woman.
Yes.
But some of these young players, and you can see it, they stay with these people because it's like, I've got this girlfriend, yeah, but it makes them problems for their own performance. That's like run. And so some of them should just stay, unless you can find something you need to have complete boundaries to focus on what you need to do, because your career is so short, you know, and you need to make the most of what that can be.
No, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I take you as a very like at least emotional person. You show your emotions a lot. You're very like I don't know, vibrant in that way as a personality. I've had players in the past that I played with, teammates who, also are like that, and they would take maybe even fighting with girlfriends or having a fight in a personal relationship affect practice. Was that something that happened to you at all, or was that something that you could deal with?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Depends about how hard it was, you know. But I would say 80% of the time, I was actually using CS to don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
about
block
yeah,
everything else
when I
out.
was having some problems, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably how we all ended up there in the beginning. To be fair.
It was our little escape from it all
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Titan journey didn't work out, right? Then Cloud Mystic just ended up being a month before you went with the same players over to Epsilon. So the Epsilon time was a bit longer, still went through some changes in the lineup. Talk to us about the Epsilon journey a little bit. What was nice about mixing up with these players for the first time?
I think I ended up like taking a bit the lead somehow in that team. So that was the first like experience for me. Was
Okay.
this. It was also the first experience to actually play with new players, because it was like few years we are always like playing with the same players from Source and stuff, you know. So Scream, Smith, Existence, and BK or PK. So here it was like totally different. First time also playing with a guy player from 1.6, Kiyoshima.
Yeah.
So lot of like a new environment, you know, which I think like was definitely like interesting for me. And it was good because we managed to actually go through playoff in the major of Cologne. It was back then, I think it was Cologne. And for that type of team, you know, because we definitely were not like a top of anyone or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like in France, it was Titan. Like just making it to the quarterfinals, even if after we got destroyed, was already like something like pretty cool and really good, which I was like proud of. And I think that year, the same year, the funny thing is like Titan don't make it to the playoff.
Yeah. Was this when you had FXO or?
Yes.
Yeah.
FXO.
Because you started the lineup with
Misto.
Misto.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we changed after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we changed. It was with Fixio, it was with SF, Kiyoshima,
GMX.
and GMX. One thing that happened during that major was really fun. We was on Cobblestone, okay? And Fixio,
It was the random. Was it random? Third map?
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember.
Oh.
I just know it ended up on Cobblestone. And so Foxio was the type of guy where he had a lot of... He was really talented, you know, but personality-wise, he was a bit crazy, you know? Not always...
You could notice.
Yeah, exactly. Not always in a bad way, but sometimes, yes, it was a hard personality to handle, let's say. And... do you remember in Cobble, like one of the first version, in middle, you could actually like climb the ladder?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and there was like a little balcony up there.
And some
okay?
windows you could shoot.
Exactly. And there was one round like he was there, and I think it was an IP that just went up like going out middle, and he was going behind them, so they didn't check the
Up the
ladder.
ramp.
Yeah, they didn't check him, so he's going down slowly behind them.
I think I remember this one.
I was actually dead. I was looking at his POV, you know, and he's getting like his knife out and he's knifing them, okay? And he was like really like joking and funny about it, you know? And I would not do it today, but at this time I was mad at him. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the round, he was joking and he was smiling and stuff, and I directly like told him like, no, don't do this. It's really bad. Shut up and stuff, because like for me like it was really like, because I had so huge respect for players like Get Right, Flores, and stuff like this. I don't know why. Sounds weird today, you know, but for me it was disrespectful to actually knife them.
Okay.
You know, like no matter what.
Yeah.
That's why everyone hated us in Fnatic.
Yeah. And now when someone is knifing another player, everyone is laughing or
It's
it's
clips,
thinks
it's
funny.
hype, the arena
Exactly.
loves it.
Yeah. But for me, like I don't know. I just felt like it was disrespectful, so I was really mad at him. So yeah, little story about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won that map 16-6.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good win over an IP for them. Okay, so from Epsilon then, right, we end up going to LDLC, but then you're reunited with Smiths, there's MBK, Happy, but you and Kiyoshima come across into that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the need for this move? Why did this move happen at that time?
After the major, and BK sent me a message because they didn't pass the group stage, I think. And Titan is pretty much like struggling, even if they have like a really big lineup, and they are struggling to do better things. So he's sending me a message about doing a new team because he wants to leave Titan and stuff. And me, I'm with Epsilon, and kind of the same story happened again. You know, even if I just did a quarter final, which was a nice result, I know it was like not easy to go through. And at the end of the day, I still want to leave trophy, and I still know that I won't leave trophy with that team. You know, if I can manage to get some good results somehow, but I want to be number one, and I know I'm not gonna be number one with that team, but I might be maybe number one again with teaming up with NBK. We always had like a really hard relationship, him and me, all the past years. Today we have good relationship, but all our career we didn't have good, but we somehow always ended up like playing together because we knew we needed each other to win, you know. That's why it was always hard.
Can you explain that? Why you needed each other to win? Was it just a connection on the server in the game?
Yeah, in the game.
Yeah,
yeah, because we
good.
were definitely not friends outside the game.
But you're two very, very different player types as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and personality, like
yes.
everything, we are two opposites, you know. But in game somehow, like it was like clicking together, you know, like we were like complementary, you know. He was doing some really good stuff that I was not able to do, and I was doing some really good stuff that he was not able to do. So having both in a team was always like a big strength for a French team, I would say. And after like I told him like we need to bring Smith. He's okay. I told him we need to bring Kiyoshima because I think like with how I played with him in Epsilon, it was really like interesting like profile that I think we should definitely go, and we should somehow like try to change things a bit and not do like again the same team with the same players, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good opportunity like to try something new with that guy coming from 1.6, which he agrees on. And on the last one, actually, we didn't know who to pick because NBK wanted to be the leader in game. He wanted to be the leader.
Even back then.
Yeah. And it was like between like two French guys, so Yuzi and Happy, and we were looking for someone. I mean, the thing of that team, which I think was also like the best thing, is we wanted to have 5 players, kinda being able to do everything. You know, not like a specific role or whatever. We wanted like smart people who understand the game, and whatever the situation is, he's gonna have the good reads, the good communication. He knows like how to play CS. You know. So it ended up like we just did like a vote between like these two French guys. I was the only one voting for Yuzi, and the other 4 voted for Happy. So there was like no debate, you know. Okay.
Diplomacy, that's good.
Yeah.
In the French scene.
And after like 1 month, I think, after 1 month of practice, we somehow, I'm not sure to remember why, but somehow we just all figured out that NBK as a leader was not a good fit. And Happy was known to be like a leader like in his previous team. So we asked him if he was okay like to do it. He said yes, and from there like this is how we became like
This is where the lurking IGL was spawned.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. It was
Smart cookie lurking, right? The brain behind
It was like, I have to say though, like even on that topic, Happy was kind of semi-revolutionary with that because he very many times like, he would put himself in a spot like on Inferno. There was a corner on the right, top banana. He would just sit there, listen for rotations while you all 4 go A, and he would call you back. And it was really hard to read them because it always felt like they're coming to this site, and back then you didn't really think about this like super
details,
you know, details. Oh, he has to be hearing us from here or somewhere.
so because he was lurking, he was
So
hearing
it always felt like you were double or triple faking and stuff like this. Well, eventually it was just put pressure. He heard rotation, come back.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was very simplistic, but as an opponent, it felt much more layered.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it was definitely simple, but in a good way. You know, we had the firepower in the team to do that type of things. Also, I was doing the entry fragger on that team. The only major that I won actually was as an entry fragger. You know, like people might know it because I'm not known for it.
Yeah.
But this is how I won a major because I was first. You know. But yeah, it was. I had to say that it was for me like Happy was really smart in a way. He helped us a lot, even if his play style was not always like beauty in a way. It was working.
Yeah.
No matter what,
It-
it was working.
it
You know,
was.
it was efficient.
Yeah.
It went down to a point where I think it was like a bit too much. But for like several months, it was like working very well, and he was doing very good. And he was hitting. Like he was that
I
type of
think in
guy
the-
who is able to put himself, thanks to his team, in a really good spot.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he was doing 2 or 3 kills.
Yeah.
So what can you say?
It's one of those things where, baiting has a negative tone to it,
Yes.
but you can also use that tool in a good way
True.
and find, impact.
Yeah.
And I think that was what Happy was really good at.
Mm.
But I do remember Happy. I will always remember him for hunting eco-frag every
Yeah.
single round.
And this is also why there was like the balance, like we help you like every round, we boost you, we drop you, we bait for you. But come on, taking the ecos for us? Like, that's a bit too much, Give us something, please.
I definitely remember that, checking demos.
So looking at LDLC, you just mentioned it, the first major you won. Obviously, you'd already been put in a position of being an incredible player, but you didn't have this accolade there. What was the difference maker to make this team the one that could lift the trophy for you?
The difference? I just think we had an insane team, to be honest.
No.
After we went to like some intern problems, and back then we didn't have like a psychologist, manager, coach, whatever. We were just like 5 guys on the battlefield. So when you had like intern problems, which like always happen, you were only like you and
Team
you know,
meeting, let's
yeah,
go.
exactly, and that was like really, really hard to do, and we didn't have the experience, we didn't know how to do it, so it was always like a mess. But I think team-wise, it was one of, for sure, like of my best teams, because I will always remember how easy in a way it was to play in that team because of the communication. It probably was like the team with the better communication I ever had,
Wow.
because all the 5 players was communicating, but not too much. Like we are all speaking, but exactly the communication that you need. And everyone was also like, we had like 5 players able to play depending of the communication. I've seen players even in 2021, 2022, 2023 in my teams that there is a communication and nothing is happening.
Yeah.
While even with that team in 2014, there was a communication, something was happening on the server. Because for a reason, because that communication means something.
Yeah.
So this is why I was saying, when we are really having 5
But
players understand really well Counter-Strike.
And also, like, you get this like internal minimap, and you
Yes.
just tick things off. That means that if he's playing there, I must take this space.
Exactly.
And you move like I don't know, like a rubber band in some.
Yeah, yeah,
They
and
are being aggressive here. That means they cannot put a guy here to be playing, because that would be insanity. It would leave us with too much space if we kill him. He's put in too much risk.
Yeah.
You get this in your brain, and I think one of the coolest things is when everyone gets the same minimap in the brain.
Yes.
And that's probably what you are explaining.
Yeah, exactly.
When everyone understands what he's going to take when I give him this information.
And sometimes you don't need to communicate everything, because the way you play and the way you see it, like
Just
it's the
happening.
same,
Yeah.
And it just feels natural. And honestly, like it's been one of maybe the only teams that I really like felt it at like close to 100%. And it feels really good. Honestly, it feels so good. And I truly believe, I know what's your take on that, but I think that every team that win a major is a team that at this moment they are kind of feeling
Yes, 100%.
this thing,
100%. Like and sometimes it disappears.
Yes,
after-
exactly. And
it can disappear, and you don't know why.
yeah, true.
And that's the difficulty about being. That's what we talk about, peaking at the right time and
Yeah.
everything like this in today's Counter-Strike. This is the thing, when everything is just in sync, you just understand each other on a weird level that I don't know if I can explain. Like, I don't know if it's
It's
possible.
like doing without communicating, right?
Yeah, but
Kinda,
it can be like you're doing 3 steps, but you've only communicated the first step.
Yes.
You're saying, I'm going to pressure ramp. I will do this. He will do that. He will do this.
Just next by
Everything
next.
moves based on one single communication.
Exactly. And it's just like smooth, and things that I don't know, like a normal team or even like a really good team will do like in 5 seconds, you are able to do it in 2,
Yeah.
and that makes the difference.
That's beautiful. That's the dream, right?
That's
Yeah,
the
that's the dream.
art.
Yes.
of
Yeah.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
I love the way you explained it. Thank you very much, guys. I want to ask you then about this team, because I know you won the major with it though, but was this the best team you played on for your career? Was this the most skilled team? Or, because for me, some players will evaluate, oh, we won this many trophies, that makes us the best team. But then there's other aspects that you might think are more valuable. How do you see it for your career?
I think from a server side perspective, like if we're talking only about Counter-Strike, this is probably the best team I've played in. Yeah, probably.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy Force Spice.
LDLCCZ.
Yeah.
That was our surname.
And you were taking part in making some of these crazy force buys, right? You actually like to mastermind some of this.
Yeah. I always love to create. It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But
It looks really bad when it doesn't.
yeah, true. But with time, I ended up myself, as I told you, in a really early stage of CS, I was that lazy guy, only playing on talent. But with time, I actually started to really enjoy being on the server, and I was able even after practice at midnight, to stay till 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Even with a girlfriend.
Even with a girlfriend, yeah. Just alone on the server and throwing nades and trying to find something, to create something for a reason. We should, if I put that smoke here, how is it gonna react? How can we do it? That flash, okay. So if I put that smoke, probably he's gonna.
I love
the
those
most
as
logical
well.
thing he's gonna be in that angle. So I need to have a flash that flash this angle. So how can I throw that flash and stuff? And I was
And how
thinking,
did it feel when you did this process and you did it in game? You called this round for the first time on an official, and they do exactly what you thought they would.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane, but it doesn't happen every time.
No.
I actually created some first buys that honestly we used, and even other teams after compete, for years. Yeah. For years it worked, okay? But some actually I've been spending maybe in total 10 hours of doing it, trying 4 times in practice, not a single kill, full perfect, and then you have to accept the fact that it's bad,
Yeah.
But because you love it and because you spend so much time to it, it's just so hard. And this is a funny thing. When I was in Vitality, so I was also doing this type of pistols or force buys also for Vitality.
Okay.
And when I was doing some stuff like this, so I came up with a big idea. We do it. Apex, trust me, believe me. But he told me every time, Richard, if it doesn't work, we're trying 3 times. If it doesn't work, we we can't force it. Okay, we
too
can't
many
force
ideas.
it. Okay, and I'm
He
saying
gave you 3 chances. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
3 chances is good.
And so we're trying 1, 2, 3, and I will always remember when that was happening. He was looking at me like, Richard, I'm sorry. We tried.
That's it.
We tried. We're not gonna do it anymore. Sorry. And I'm like, yes, I know.
Just sad you've lost that one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, the last thing I want to touch on LDLC and this major win is this guy over here. He made a problem for you guys, made some drama, but you still managed to win the map.
It was Olaf Boost. I think you were leading third map. I think it was that you won 12-3 half on CT, and you won
3 or
pistol.
11-4, I don't know. And we won the pistol.
You won the pistol.
And back then, winning the pistol was not like today. It was you win the pistol, you are 3-0. You are 3-0.
Automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the boost happened. Probably, I mean, I smile now, but it's an incredibly sad moment in my life,
Yeah, for you it was really rough.
It was probably really rough for
It was rough for us
them as well,
but for after we had the chance to it was rough for us also for other reasons because we felt it was unfair because after we played and we almost didn't sleep during all the night because of the dramas. So
and you were better.
And it was really hard. And we were aiding as you said 13-4. So there was it was GG. We both know it was GG. So and at the end it's also some people will always say like it's not a real major, you don't really deserve that major because like at the end of the day, like it called like a forfeit win, you know.
Well, you won.
Yeah, like
Appreciate
there
it.
we go.
You
If we look at it right for the
You
viewers
won.
at home who may have
It's
not been
official.
watching back then, like LDLC won this does too 16-10. Fnatic wins cash with Devilwalk coaching at the time, not playing at this point. You win 16-8. You had lost Overpass. by
We got
all things.
destroyed
Yeah.
on Overpass.
So-
Absolutely destroyed.
Without the boost, right? Without that drama coming in,
100% they would have won 16-4. I
Yeah,
think.
so-
16-5.
that's the official thing on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm having goosebumps, bro. I'm waiting this
the
since
trauma
11
is-
years,
yeah.
you know. No, because I mean, they were always beating us, you
Yeah.
know. And so for us, like, we are actually not supposed to face them in the quarterfinal. It's because like you failed or we failed in the group stage. Not sure which team.
I can't remember. This tournament is a blur just because of the Olaf.
Yeah.
I
boost.
can look.
And so it was like kind of like one of the first time like we finally.
It was the
Yeah.
final of the tournament.
Yeah.
In,
You were
this
second
game.
in the groups. Hellraisers were first.
So yeah, you
Well,
failed in the
yeah,
group
yeah.
stage, so
Yeah.
that's why.
But there was the two favorites, Fnatic and LDLC.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, but it was really rough for. At the end of the day, I think it was like even worse for you guys because you actually like more than the loss itself because I think you could like handle it in a way, you know, the boost like understand that it's not really legit and stuff and like go on. But the thing is like the community and internet like when like I was not in your shoes or in your player shoes, you know, but I know with times that actually like they had like way too much.
I mean, I can even say I've had
Bad things, you know. Olaf is a friend.
10,000s of DMs on Twitter was like, you know, pretty much go kill yourself.
Yeah,
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 like-
yeah. And that was too much, you know. I
Yeah.
think Olaf is one of my friends today, and I think I spoke to him like 1 year ago or something like this, when we were like doing some events, and we talked again about this, and I could feel that it actually like hurt him like so much, like so much, like even when he was like talking about it, like for me like it's not
still-
for
still
me
hurt.
for me it's not that it's not maybe like always easy to talk about it, but for him it was like really painful, you
Yeah.
know, like even
It's like
10 years ago. And I think like also like Olaf is probably in a good state right now, but I think players like GW, Frusha and others like was even worse for them and maybe somehow kills their career. Like I think we underestimate a lot what they have been through, and they never been public also about it, so you don't really know what is in their head. But for sure like that was at the end of the day like bad and a sad story like for everyone, as you said.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is about this whole situation is like it's not as professional as it is now, right?
Yeah,
Back
yeah,
then.
No.
So like you were told by admins what?
Yeah, we basically talked to the admins just before the game about it, and they said it's fine. They even came to me during the game while I was coaching and said, yeah, it's completely fine, and gave me thumbs up. After, completely denied it. They vanished. They were like smoke.
I'll just say I was just at this point,
And
right?
this is one of the things we were criticized for,
Yeah,
was that we
but-
didn't approach that.
I'll say this because I was outside of this, right? I wasn't at the events then. I'm just watching from home like anyone else. And like, what's crazy is people may not understand the optics of that. You were hated in Sweden. It was in Sweden by the DreamHack staff.
I mean, we were hated before that as well.
But I mean, it was like you are just the babies of
Yeah.
like NIP. You're not the relevant team, so you got treated differently even in Sweden. So I feel like the admin screwed you over there.
Yeah, I think even after, I think it was, I can't remember, it was like when we played in Globen Arena, I remember us walking up on stage and people booed us in our own country, you know.
Yeah,
That was tough. Like,
That's
that was
rough.
really tough.
Mm.
But, you know, nowadays it's one of those, painful memories you kind of put in your back pocket, but still an incredible time to play Counter-Strike and be
Yeah.
a part of the scene.
Yeah, and I think like you're part about the foundation about why today is better. You know, that boost had to happen in a way. These booings had to happen in a way. Also, when you had been booed, I think like in Katowice, when Taz takes the microphone in front of the Polish crowd. So like someone had in a way to take this pain and to suffer to make like CS7 like more beautiful, and so this doesn't happen again, you know. But
Yeah.
this is like the same like everywhere in the life, you know. When it's better, it's because something bad happened in the past and we learn from it, you know?
Yeah.
So you are that past that help Counter-Strike about how it is even better today. So thank
I
you
mean,
for that.
I mean, it is also like, you know, in terms of like people accusing people of cheating and stuff like that. That part that plays as well. I think
Yeah.
a lot more people are a little bit more careful with that and wants, you know, to at least see the side where it could be a potential that he's just good. We can take Rops as an example when
Yeah.
he came into the scene. I think people handle that quite a lot better than Flush as an example.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, from here, from this fun Olaf Boy story and all the emotions that went with that, I'll try and spin this up a gear. So, obviously, Titans still go on to win. You won MLG X Games. You obviously had the Star Series one even before the Major, right? So you had all these positivities. We go through Envy, more trophies in this one. Still the same lineup, but you've gone off again to a different organization, so it's just more changing and moving around here. 3 more trophies to your name. So this is a great streak at this point for your career, right? Like this lineup, these achievements, you must have felt on top of the world.
Yeah. This is, as I was saying, you know, like it was probably like my best team CS-wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good
I do have a question, because I mean, I remember you strictly as a player who was very gut feeling based. You know, you could do crazy things where you would almost, you know, you could get an opposition player to slam his desk because you just had so much talent and skill that you could do anything, you know? How much did you, like, from the beginning, just running around and shooting headshots? How did you, how did you evolve as a player? And what did you put into your game when it came to, you know, this early journey where you were a little bit more of a raw player, a lot more gut feeling, to this maybe envious Shox?
I was breathing CS, I was enjoying CS, I was playing CS quite a lot. CS was almost like all my life. CS and parties, basically. That was my life.
One thing you mentioned already, which was obviously you thought a little bit more about tactics and smokes and how rotation would happen.
About Envy, I was yeah. This was the time I was starting to think about it. But I was also like really like focused on my entry world. Because for me it was really important to give space to my players, and I want to actually like my goal is actually like to win my duel when I'm first. I was in my head I was like, if I win my 1v1, the first 1v1 I'm gonna face on the server, like we have like 70% chance maybe at least to win the round.
Yeah.
While if I die, it will definitely like lower it, you know. So I wanted to make sure like I'm giving my best to actually get that kill, or if I don't, to be in a position to be traded.
Yeah.
You know, so the 4v4 in the T side, we're still gonna like be better for us than for the cities. So yeah, I started to think about it, but then
Oh no.
you know what happened? You don't know the story. In France, they know the story, but I think the English community doesn't know the story.
Give it to us, Shox.
Is it a problem with wrist or no?
No, this happened after. This
Okay,
happened
okay.
after. The real reason why Envious started to go bad is because in January 2015, something like that, my mother, who basically was just following sometimes my CS matches and stuff, told to me when I was going home, like, but why are you always going first? Why are you always dying? I can only see my son playing like 10-15 seconds and stuff, na.
No.
Oh.
And back then I was really like influenceable. Is that an
Yeah,
English
yeah,
word, you know what I
correct,
mean?
yeah.
And also in a way I was used to be that star in very games,
Yeah.
in Titan, which I was not really that much in LDLC and
you said you went start to
NVS
end
because
really-
I was going first, so it was, it
You
was
were
harder
still
to
you
be
were
the
still
star.
a star, I would say.
Yeah, I was good, but it was harder, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was not very games Titan. It was quite different. And so missing my feeling to star player, feeling influenceable with my brother, bim. I get to the team like, guys, I don't want to be first anymore. I don't want to entry anymore. We need to find a solution, but I don't want to do it anymore.
Do you know what, it's crazy?
I
'cause-
just think about this as a coach. The problem you come into, like from one day to the next, and be like, "Oh,
I'm
my
done.
God, how
I'm done. And the
solid."
thing is, like, I was really like hard, you know, in a way. Like, I was not here like to get a conversation, you know.
Yeah.
I was just telling you, I'm not gonna do it anymore. So what we do now?
Find a solution.
Find a
I am the
solution.
problem, but find the solution. That's what you said,
Who was
Shoxy.
coach?
We didn't have.
You didn't have coach. then?
No, I mean, it was a coach, like manager, but like not CS player or whatever. So it was only all 5.
Which year was it? Didn't you have like?
It was next in LVS. I think
Oh,
we had
yeah,
moment
yeah.
in LDLC, and after we had next.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what? It's crazy because I'm looking at a bit of a timeline now. Of
Who
you,
is
Shox.
now working like
Falcons.
in Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons.
Oh,
He's-
Fal- oh,
yeah,
he's
he's head of
in
esports for
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
know.
He's done
You
pretty
see?
good for himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is crazy because I'm looking at this, right? I'm imagining from your mum's perspective. She doesn't know Counter-Strike. She's not really understanding like these details. So 2013, he's top 3 in the world as an individual player. 2014, 8th, and then 2015, 13th. So he looks like you're going down in your mum's eyes, yeah, of what's happening. She just says, okay, he needs to stop dying. Obviously, then now the team needs to make a solution for this, right? And that's just messy as hell. So do you feel like you broke the formula
Yes.
of success?
Yes, I think I started to break it. I started, and I think, in my opinion, maybe we'll never be, like, we'll never agree on this, but I think, like, Happy finished it in a way.
Okay.
Because that was the first step.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is we were always having, like, playing the same style, you know, really simple. And, like,
People started to read it at this.
exactly. And it was
Okay,
starting to be really hard for us to actually untrace the sites because every time we were going to a site, there were like 3 or 4 cities.
Oh,
in,
wow.
in by rounds, you know?
Hard
And no,
counter.
no one would die to Happy's lurks anymore
No.
because
less.
everyone knew that this is the only thing he does.
Yeah. And so, like, the thing is, like, we were still winning the rounds, but it was so hard, you know, like, there were 3 or 4, you know, and me, I was also entry, you know, so it was so
So
hard.
unless you got one.
yeah. And so we started, like, to talk about it, with Happy, you know, and he was just answering, he always answered that, yeah, but we winning the round.
Yeah. That's
So we're not.
It's a strong argument.
Yeah, so it's a strong argument. So at the end of the day, we're not gonna change. But bro, you are not in front of the battlefield. I can tell you, it's rough, bro. We need help, please.
And, did you ever get this feeling, you know, running first, when you noticed that the other guys stop a little bit and you are moving forward? And where is the trade? Why did I die? Why am I dying?
And so it started like this, and then we asked all, because he didn't agree, so we asked all the players, and all the players, other players, were okay with the idea that I take the lead
okay. Yeah.
for Happy, just to take it back and to think about like new tactics, new stuff as he was doing, like with the early stage on LDLC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're thinking like he needs time
Yeah, let him
to
work
find
through
new
things.
stuff, you know. So I was thinking like I can take the lead. Players were okay with that, you know, for like 2-3 months. Put your magic on, you know, like in the backstage. In 2-3 months, you come back, you show us everything, and we're gonna be like the #1 best team in the world and stuff, you know. But at the end of the day, he never did it because he always found that for him, I was like backstabbing him. This is how he took it,
okay.
you know.
And this is these French dramas we hear
And,
about.
yeah,
the
and
problem.
even with like all my explanation, my honesty, like whatever, like he just doesn't believe it. For him, it was like backstab. And
even
that
now.
it's been a long time I didn't talk to him. But
Oh, wow.
last time I talked to him like a few years ago, like, he was having like the same version. I don't know if it changed today, but
Okay.
but no, I didn't want to backstab you. Like
Yeah.
really for no, I didn't want. But for him, he's 100% like sure this is because I wanted to take the lead and stuff. Which like I did it after, but here for sure I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And from there, then I don't know how it came up, but somehow NBK and Kiyoshima like went back to him, and we had a lot of. Then we got kicked. Everyone in the world knew about it except me. I cried in my CEO's arm.
Really?
Yeah, it was the only time I cried. You see, only time I cried on all my career for CS
Wow.
when I got kicked by NVS because I knew.
You knew what you had.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And did you also feel a bit of regret, a bit of responsibility for like everything you just told us as well?
Not really. I just felt like we are doing like a huge mistake, and we are having at the moment in 2015 the best team the French I think ever had.
Yeah.
And we are just killing it because we are not willing to push ourselves through the limits to try really like to solve the problems. We are doing the same mistake. We are having problems and we are backstabbing each other and just doing like some shuffles, you know. Like, and for me in 2015 we already did it like since many years, you know.
Yeah.
And for me it was like the start, or like when you have like a solid couple in a relationship, in a way like you're gonna face problems, but can be 1, 5, 10, 15. You know you're not gonna break up. You know you're still gonna try to find solution. Can take time, but you're not gonna break it. And this is exactly what I felt in that team. For me, like I was 100% sure
You can go through it all. You can get it done.
we're not gonna break up. You know, it's just gonna have like good times, bad times, and stuff. So I could never imagine it. So that was really, really painful.
And then we go back to Titan after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this feel like you had a point to prove going back to Titan? Like, did they make you live in the gaming house again?
No, it was not gaming house anymore.
Okay, there we go.
They finally got the science.
Yeah,
you know, like-
yeah. But the thing is, like, I just went to Titan because Apex and Kenya's from Titan went to Envious, and so Smith and me went to Titan.
Yep.
Okay, and it was like the second French best team. So I just joined it because it was like the only good possibility. But I didn't have like any motivation. I would say it took me like for like 5-6 months I was playing with Titan, but I still didn't accept and digest my kick from Envious, so it was still in my head, you know.
Okay, so you're still a bit like off there. You obviously didn't win any trophies with this Titan
No,
either,
no,
so
no,
there was
no.
nothing positive on it.
Yeah.
But then we come to G2, the formation of G2.
Mm-hmm.
What was this formation like? How do you describe like how this G2 came together, the first version? Because this is where it gets real crazy. You're there for a very long time. You spend a lot of time on this G2. You actually survived all of this G2 madness. So I want to know how much you were responsible for this G2 madness here, Shoxy.
G2 it started with the fact that after Titan, so we're going to with G2 with the same lineup.
Yep.
And after 5-6 months that I told you that okay, I accepted like my kick, and so since my mind is like more fresh, I'm like okay, now I want to win.
So
now I want to win.
So now you'd refreshed. You'd
Yeah.
actually come down from
Yes.
the envious time into now. Okay, I'm ready for the actual.
Yes, and this is why I actually take the big decision to ask my teammates if they are fine if I take the lead and we kick Existence, which was like,
That's huge in the scene. at
who
the
is
time.
gonna kick Existence, bro? You sure
Yeah.
you're gonna do it? You know?
Yeah.
But they all accepted. They all trust me because back then I think that Existence was always like was really good. But I think as Happy did after, it's type of person that had really good ideas, but there was just like tunnel vision
I
and
think-
stuck with their ideas.
I think it's probably to the same degree that you described Happy. Existence was kind of stuck in an old
Exactly.
way of playing.
Yes.
Super structured, and to a point where people have seen it for so many years that they themselves as an opposition could make sense of it. I mean, I remember Existence as like almost the first guy that introduced me to anti-strat or being anti-stratted, because every time we would play you, it just felt like you knew exactly everything we did, like as a individual player.
So when it comes to looking at G2 Shox, I want to ask if like within that team, because obviously now it's a huge organization, but did you still have the ability to get the players you wanted, to get who you wanted to make this lineup?
Yeah, basically back then there was like so much like contracts or big players, and so in the French team we were just like picking like the lower players because we didn't want like to pick on Envious or stuff like this. So it was not a big deal back then.
And then also for this lineup, right, when it's looking at G2, was it Gamers 2 at that point, or was it always just G2 Esports?
I think they just rebranded when they picked you up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I played under Gamers 2. I think it was G2.
Okay,
Esports
always
back then.
G2.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite for you G2 lineup out of all the ones you had?
2016.
2016, yeah.
2016 for sure, because I mean I took the leadership role. We were all friends in the team, so you know when winning trophies is like insane, but winning trophies with friends is actually like really insane. It's something else. Even our manager back then, Niak, was also like a friend. It was also like my first win as a leader. No one really like believed in me back then, so I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Winning a trophy as a player and as a leader is something totally different. You don't feel like the same emotions, I would say. And also it's the year where I met my wife in 2016. So like for all of the plans, like honestly,
All perfect.
yeah, 2016 was for sure like my best year as individual. It was like really a happy year, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. And that's even without winning a major, right? So like all of that on top of it is just beautiful.
No, we didn't have win a major.
That's why I said without winning a major.
Ah,
You
without,
did
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You had other, like success, but life success as well without having the major.
Yeah,
there for
exactly.
yourself.
Yeah.
And the last G2 lineup was you, Kenny, Jax, Amanek, and Lucky.
Oh, 2019?
19?
Yeah, I think 2019. Yeah. 3 years. 3 years of G2. Lot of problems.
A lot of changes.
Yes. One of my biggest regret of all my career was actually like I killed that 2016 team at the end of the year because NBK, Apex, and Kenny's came to me, and it was like the big trio in VS. It was like the biggest like French players, really good. I mean, individually they were doing really good. So and they wanted like to to play with me. And first they tried to do it in the summer, but I said no. But at the end of the year, after having like a tough part of second part of the season with my former team, I decided to do it and to put Smith as a coach as well. Which I think like I have a lot of regrets, because even if we had like 4 hard months, I will say, like the second part of the season mainly, I think I should have like give to that team like more time.
Okay.
It for sure like deserve it for many reasons, but because I wanted to win so bad and too fast in a way, then I thought that it was the main thing for me to get this shuffle done to be able to lift more trophies.
So you think you could have held it together longer and like kept that unity, the team, and actually had more success if you didn't make the
or
change?
maybe facing the problems. I don't know if it actually like would work or not.
Yeah.
But I think with the team we had, just like giving it over because we just had like a second bad season was a mistake. Maybe if things were not still good enough, like 6 months later, then okay, there is a reason. You have to do something. But that was too short. So yeah, my bad on this, and my biggest regret for sure. And then 2017, Super Team, Dream Team, what's it called? Us. We never wanted to be called that way.
But it was a super team. I mean, I think that genuinely, even the reason why they came to talk to you was, the headline was there is no French super team if Shox isn't in it. And this compilation of players were the best
on the paper.
But we've seen, even in the past, we can talk about, CIS teams like
even in the sports, it's the same in the sport.
Yeah, it never really works out because there's too many role clashes.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, what I was not ready for is I was not able to manage too many like big personalities. I had one, Apex, NBK, Kenny
as well, yeah.
Like,
when you put it like that,
it's a different viewpoint.
It does make a lot of sense.
Hey, I tell you this, as a fan, when I saw this lineup, I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be so exciting. This is going to be... But when I hear it from him himself saying that, you think, I wasn't at the time factoring in ego and voice and wanting to do this. And, did you have such a clash of ideas as well?
Yes, I wanted to play in a really specific way, the same way like I played in 2016.
Yeah.
So I told them about my system, what I wanted them to do, and how to do it. But same, I didn't have any patience, I will say, because after like 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, okay, you guys like don't understand what I want to do. So I shift things up, and it was kind of all like this, like all the year, always like trying to find new solutions. I never felt like comfortable individually as a leader.
That's the worst.
and
That's the
it's-
absolute worst.
and it's hard, I think on some point I should have give them more time, but on other way, like time rolls so fast on CS that you already think like faster. It's actually really hard to take your time when you want to lift trophies,
Yeah.
because every hours you spend, every day you spend, every week you spend, you want it to be really like productive, to see improvement, and so you're on the right way. And when we are having like 2 bad weeks, like you just want like to lose like maybe 2 more weeks, so. But the thing is, sometimes you actually need to lose maybe 4, 6, 8 weeks
Yeah.
Yeah.
to actually become
Before
better.
it clicks.
Exactly. And I didn't have like that maturity back then, like that knowledge, like it was still like new. We are only in 2017, so we still don't have like sports psychologists or all this stuff, we don't have any. Yeah, we have coach, but it's me. It's like it's the first time. So it was definitely hard. And all the year was basically back and forth about me changing my idea about how I want to play and how I see
But-
the team.
When you come to that discussion and when you go through all of that, do you feel like you have a philosophy you feel like is working and you constantly need to change that idea? Do you feel like you lose a little bit of yourself in that transition to changing?
I didn't see it that way when I was doing it, but for sure I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure I did. And it's also like you lose. Like in 2016, I have a lot of confidence because I can see in my teammates, in my friends, like whatever I say, whatever I tell them, like they understand, they believe in it.
Yeah.
And so when you have the trust of your players, then you can lift mountains, honestly, and it feels really like comfortable. While in 2017, I could feel like every idea I wanted to come up with, I had to have like the best arguments. I have to show them why. And even though like if they didn't agree with it, like they will also like say it, which can be fine in a way, but having to always fight for your ideas as a leader is hard. And 1, 2, 3 times can happen, but when it's like this, like almost every time, then you kind of like just lose your own confidence, and
Yeah, you lose motivation to keep
and
coming
at the end
up
of the
with
day,
ideas.
you're not sure about what you need to do. Like one example, like really simple. We won Malmo.
Yes.
and,
Grandmasters Malmo.
and when we won Malmo, I wanted to actually like change our style for the next event, because in Malmo we won it like by playing it like really, really, really slow. Okay. And it was kind of like the start of the analysis and stuff. So I wanted like to get a step about it. And since we are,
Everyone will think that you're playing
my-
very slow.
my
and then-
feeling was like, okay, we are the super team. We just won. Everyone saw the trophy. Everyone saw the match. We are not known as like a slow team. So for sure, everyone will notice now we are really slow. Plus we are practicing it really slowly, like 2 to 3 weeks before the event. So a lot of teams like knows it now.
Yeah.
So for the next event, if they play
Switch it
us,
up.
they're gonna know we play slow, so they're gonna delay their nades, and we're gonna have hard time like at the end of the round, because they're still gonna have like monies, smoke and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to change the pace, because we had an event like 2, 3 weeks after, and I wanted to actually like practice like in a more faster way, so people like might accept like a slow pace runs, while actually like we just went to a full fast runs like phase and stuff, when they're playing really fast. But for example, this, like they never understood it. They didn't believe in it, and for them it was a big mistake, because in their opinion, like we won that way, and it was a good style that they liked it. And they just wanted like to play the same way we won, because for them it was good, But for me, it's not that it was bad. It just I wanted to like So it was
You
just,
wanted to be one step ahead. I get that. Because, I mean, when you're playing the top teams in the world, the one thing that you'll notice is how fast they are at adapting. That's one of the key like ingredients from being the best team. It happens even in a Counter-Strike game. How many rounds it takes for them to figure something out
Totally,
and find a solution. So I totally get your idea, but I also get why they would want to stick with it before the disaster has happened to some degree, you know?
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, the best thing would actually be like to do a mix of both, and this is why what teams are doing now in 2025. You know, they are playing a lot of different timings. They can play slow, they can play fast, they can play mid rounds, they can do like a lot of different stuff. You know, so yeah, and so lot of problems. Like I could talk like for 2 hours about that team because there is a lot of story to tell. You know, but it's gonna be too long. At the end of the day, I ended up like going that close to the depression after the Major Boston in 2018.
Wow.
Because when we got eliminated in quarterfinals, normally, you know, as I told you, I always like that guy who love to party, having fun and stuff. So when an event is done, you know, I'm probably the first one going to the after party and stuff like that.
I remember I was
You know, guys, you know me. You saw me, right?
Remember the Hippodrome in London?
Yes.
Oh, Gfinity.
and it was actually like the only event and the first event. Then when we got eliminated, and normally like I would go out, think about everything else, and trying to just to relax, you know. I ended up like being alone in my room on the bed and starting to cry.
Yeah.
And when that happened, like there was like a click in my head, like I'm not doing it to actually be in that state, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's
only
not
these 2 times you cried.
like
from
it's yeah. So it's just not worth it. It-
Starts to take more than it gives.
exactly. And so no, I won't do it again. And so directly like when we go back home, like I'm just telling them like I'm stepping down. No matter what is happening, like I'm out.
And this is interesting because I remember it was Katowice 2019. Kenny was open about him being like depressed at that point as well, and him having his own struggles. And you have it not long after, right? Before you have
Yeah.
it. So you're both going through this
Yeah,
bit
kinda.
of being like stars into this, into not having the success you wanted. That's tough to go through.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And so I actually used that break to actually get my surgery.
Yep.
I was like, you know what? I want to go out. I know what to do next. Let's take the time because I need to recover from this. And yeah, and I think that is definitely like a problem that I didn't. I'm a bit sad about it when I think about it right now.
You didn't do
Because
it earlier, or
no, I couldn't really do it earlier. It's just the fact that because we didn't have like big stuff in organization and stuff, I never did. I know how you call it in English, but things like when you get injured, that you have to get followed after.
the recovery
Yeah,
training
exactly.
program,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
rehab, like rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I never did it. I never did it physically, and I never did it mentally. And honestly, I think it just kills me. I just feel like I never felt able to find back my form before. After that.
Yeah.
After that, because even if I was playing and even if it was working, like I was not playing the same. You know, like my hand on the mouse, my flicks, my wrist, because I was playing since more than 1 year, like with a lot of pain.
Yeah.
That mentally, like my brain was just so scared to do a movement to feel that pain, even if it won't happen, you know. But this is why after
you're used to it at that point. You
Exactly.
expect the pain to happen, and you're like,
exactly.
And then it starts affecting you in game as well, because you know you could maybe do certain things before that you feel like it's gonna make you lose now.
Yes.
You do it.
Yeah.
And you stop doing that, and you become more defensive,
Yes.
and don't play from your feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
Gut and
I mean, this is
take
why,
the
you know, like in
initiatives.
sports, when they have like, for example, a football player, when he's like having a big like problem, like he's having like to.
He's got physiotherapy, he's got all these people by his side
Exactly.
him, everyone's helping.
Yeah.
Then the psychologist to make sure while he's going through this that you're still, because especially like big star footballers, right? If they have to have this amount of time off and it's this dip down, they're nervous about, will I come back to form? Will I be able to play on the main team again? You know, all this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't do anything, and I didn't have the stuff also for it. But even myself, I didn't think about it, you know.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't normal back then, right?
no, definitely not. I think today a top player in CS have it like for sure, like they will take care of him like really goodly and whatever, make sure, you know.
But there's even like
And then it's too late after it's
there's
too
even like gaming injury specialists nowadays.
You see?
Like for wrist injuries and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that's this is how it is. And the funny part, about this is after. So I made, I think, a bad choice in my career. Another one you will tell me. So in 2018, I actually asking G2, I want to bring back like Existence and Smith, and I think this is definitely like emotional because I'm wonder like I'm just like I was about to get a depression, with 2017.
Yeah.
So I just want like to be in peace and with people like I like and with I know I'm gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
So I want to get back like old people that I know in the past,
To
like
give you this nice mentality as well, right? It's more,
exactly.
It wasn't so much about the game performance; it was more about the environment.
Yeah,
And find yourself again. I guess.
exactly. And somehow like I thought like if it had clicked, like a few years ago, like it can click again. Like I was
Yeah.
really like believing it. That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake.
Hey, I'm glad that you could admit it now. That's good. Right?
A
That's
lot
positive.
of a lot of CS players have taken the same path. To be
Yeah,
fair.
well, it's the same with girlfriend. When you're having an ex and 6 months after you should we try it again? You try again, but bro, it's GG, it's dead.
Yeah.
No, it's not working.
Never go back.
Yeah,
Never go back.
And during that time, you think the thing is like I actually selected to go back with so to bring back Existence and Smith, while I had like two insane opportunity. I think it was during that time, kinda, I had one with Luminosity Gaming, the Brazilian,
Yeah.
Fallen, Fair stuff.
Oh, they invited you as well.
Fallen wanted to play with me.
Okay.
And to bring like an international team with me.
Yeah.
And they were like top team in the world, so it was like maybe it was like could have been insane. And there was another opportunity. I don't know if it was in 20. I think it was same in 2018 or 2019. I don't remember. Where Carrigan wanted me to replace All of Meister
Oh wow.
at the end of All of Meister. So
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure which year it was. And same, I said no. I did a promise to my French guys, and I'm a man of word, and I told them we're gonna do something together, so I can't go back. So yeah, you can tell me like I'm a good human and a man of word or whatever, but career-wise, it was not the good things to do.
But this is it, right? Because you could say many times, and many players have done this, yeah, I'm going to stick with these guys. And just because you say it doesn't mean the next player is not going to.
Yeah.
They leave and then it still breaks up.
True.
We've seen it. We've heard it many times. So from here, I want to go because we've got to keep going on the timing, right? Vitality times. Now, Vitality, first lineup, Zywoo, obviously, when he was just coming up into it, Apex, RPK, Alex, and you. Was Alex leading from the start? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, so Alex was straight leading. Our British French guy was leading from the start. How was this? Because it was such a crazy time where obviously at one point then Alex wanted to leave because he didn't want to travel anymore. But then you got hit by COVID as well. So like, what the hell happened in this kind of circle? Because obviously everyone's hyped about Zywoo. You look at the names on this team, RPK, completely reliable to do what you need him to do, right?
Alex left just before COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before he knew he'd get to stay home. So unlucky
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like, imagine
Well,
this.
if he just fought on for a couple months
That's
more.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
thing is, you can't know COVID's happening, right? But in
Yeah.
his mind, he's like, don't want to do this traveling, don't want to do it. All of a sudden, we are all stuck indoors, and he's like, shit, I could have had some good money for a little while longer during all of this.
He was the one who, what do you call it when you like think about something and it happens?
Oh,
I'm
like,
not sure.
reactive on it all.
No, like you make sure it happens by believing it or something.
Oh, I can't
know
think
what
of
I
the word.
mean?
And yeah, I know what
Ah,
you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Maybe it was Alex who just created
Created
COVID.
But
Vitality is. I actually joined Vitality because G2 wants to go international.
yeah,
And I didn't want to go international. I wanted to stay in France. So they told me like Hunter and Nexa is coming, but I tell them like it's good players, but I want to stay in France. And someone is telling me that NBK is about to be benched. So there might be a spot in Vitality. So I'm like I'm taking that opportunity.
yeah, yeah.
You went on HLTV. I'm just waiting.
No.
He knew the trick again.
That time I just took my phone and called like Xtaz, the coach from Vitality, and we talked together, and they were okay. But the thing is, I think I shouldn't have had to do it at the end of the day. From a personal part maybe, because again for the career-wise, the thing is, because of the problem we had in the past, before saying me yes or no. Apex and APK wanted to have me on the phone. So they did a phone call with me and the coach, and they told me like almost like everything like what they didn't like in the past from me, and that they don't want it to happen again, which is fine in a way, but it actually like put me like a lot of pressure because even if basically if I didn't agree with them, I would not have my spot, you know.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have my spot. So
You had to change yourself to fit them.
Yeah, kinda. I had to say yes to everything if I wanted to be in Vitality. Like I knew it, you know.
Was it easy things to say yes to, or was it hard for you?
It was not the hardest thing, but it was just
having that in the back of the mind.
Yeah. I mean, some stuff I totally agree, and some others like it's just about like point of view, you know, like as a super team, as I was saying with like the Malmo after, you know, with the tactics and stuff, you know, it's just stuff like it's not like you agree or you don't agree. It's just you have your vision, I have my vision, you know, like so I don't agree with you, but in the same way, like it's okay if you don't agree with me, you know.
Yeah.
But to be fair, all the best Counter-Strike teams, they incorporate everyone's vision to some degree. You know? Like even like if you talk about the envious, I think you've always been an aggressive player, and you've been put in entry. You know, enables that vision to some degree. You know? Even if it's not ideal, it's still part of your vision, and everyone needs to have that space to be the best, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. You need a lot of space, and so yeah, I mean. I don't remember, to be honest. It was not like maybe like big deals, but it just things like when someone is calling you, you know, like this can happen. No, it's Vitality, it's different, it's from the past. Like they want to make sure that, you know, like what can I do?
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree, if I say I don't agree, like
Doesn't matter.
I'm singing with G2. This is what's gonna happen. Okay, and I really wanted to be with Vitality.
Yeah.
So I said yes, which is like. In a way, not their fault, you know. It's also my mistake. Maybe I should. I should have be like totally honest, and maybe then Vitality won't happen. Maybe I would say with G2. Maybe I will go more international. Maybe with Hunter it would be insane, you know. Then Nico joined Shox, and Nico like you don't know, bro. You know. So it's funny, but yeah. And after that, when we are actually like releasing like the video of me joining Vitality, because they really want to make sure about this stuff. Same. I agree like on the script, but I think I shouldn't have because the script is basically like, I mean, you saw this video, I don't know if you remember. It's like, it says like, I'm not a captain, I'm not a leader, I'm Shox, I'm not a star player, I'm a Vitality player. So now, okay, so this is background. Now you have the background. Imagine, you know, imagine me calling, the phone call, the video. Like when I actually play on the server with Vitality, bro, like how can I get some confidence, you know? Like with all my past, because I used to be a star player. I used to be one of the best player in my teams. I used to be a leader. You know, this is how I am. And basically, when I joined Vitality, I just like delete all my past in a way, which I did because I really wanted to be with them. But
it's also like you.
But
you
I think that was a mistake, you know.
You're also such, as I mentioned before, like an emotional player. You show your emotions. You play with emotions. Like it's who you are, you know.
Yeah.
So in a sense, kind of bad from them to put you in that position in the first place. Knowing that they know you, you know.
I don't know. I don't like to criticize them or whatever because I have a lot of good memories in Vitality, you know, with teammates, players, organization.
But I completely understand.
But I just think like for myself and from like career-wise again, like I don't think like of course like how can I actually, and the thing is like 2 months after in Epicenter we won the event, but having like the worst performance of all my career. Like I'm averaging I think 0.8 rating, you know, like on the event, you know, which is like insanely bad. And
it's like pushing him down as well, you know, like pushing you down.
But it's such a weird one because I'm sure they didn't mean to put you down.
No.
How everything turned out to be.
But you can see why it looks like that, right?
Yeah.
If you have still that ego and that belief in yourself, and then someone's telling you you're not this, like you're just the second, third, fourth, like person running through it all.
Because I also, if I remember correctly, back in those days when you joined, it was kind of like the community's want was to have old Shox back again, not in-game leading, just being that powerhouse on the server.
That was the narrative. That's
Yeah.
the narrative we were looking at.
And maybe this video was we're gonna have that old Shox back again, kind of message.
it
But,
depends how
but
he
it
looked at
became
it.
wrong
Yeah.
from your contextual.
Yeah, from my perspective
Yeah.
as well and stuff,
Yeah.
like, so I got what you mean and I agree, and I don't think it was like in a negative way they wanted to do it, but somehow like it was negative for me at the end of the day,
Was also part of you wanting to join though because of Zaiwu and knowing how good he would potentially be, or did you not know too much about him at this point?
Not too much. Not
Okay.
too much. No. At that point, I just wanted to stay in French.
Yeah.
And they were doing good in France, so I was also really curious about like Xtay's coach because I was working with some coach, but I never had like big coaches and stuff.
Okay.
So I was really like wondering how he can be, and like from the exterior, like I don't know, I was really willing like to play with them. I was feeling like is the future something is doing great. With this.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're still here in 2025. So
That's-
at the end of
yeah.
the day, my thought was not bad.
No, you definitely were on the right track with it all.
But you kind of have a half answer to my next question. But do you regret a little bit being so loyal to the French scene over your years?
I mean, it's easy to regret because it didn't work out as best as it could.
The potential of what the French scene had.
But
okay, maybe that's
if
the
I
wrong
wa-
phrasing. But would you have at least wanted to earlier in your career try it out an international squad?
Well, now with how you see how he has developed, of course, yes.
Yeah.
He's got hindsight now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at that time, I didn't know, and for me, it was like the good way to do it, So, but yeah, this is why I think like I did mistakes on my choice of career for sure. But it's always easy to get regrets because things didn't work out like as good as you would like. But when, for example, I'm choosing Vitality and not G2,
but it's also
how
like
can I know that G2 can be good? How can I know that after they
can.
can bring Nico? How can I, I don't know all these things.
And it's such a like a perfectionist's view on
Yeah.
things as well, because everything is a failure if you're not number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know because we still got things to go through and I don't want to keep him too long.
Yeah.
Shox has already given us so much of his time kindly, but like getting a little bit further into Vitality, right? Obviously, Alex goes out, Apex takes over IGLing. You have Misuta, then we have Nivera into Kyojin as well coming in, which is probably like that was more of the worst parts of it. But you also, in the COVID times, developed the 6-man roster moment as well. What were your thoughts back then just on that chaos that was the 6-man roster that many teams, Astralis, Na'Vi, you guys were trying to make work?
To be honest, I was scared. I was scared because Nivera was playing good.
Yeah.
I was one of the guys who was replaced by him on a few maps.
Yep.
I know my individual level since I joined Vitality was definitely like not really good. So I honestly was scared. I was scared for my spot. This is mainly the thing that I was figuring out, because. But somehow also then it's true that when I was playing maybe some maps I was actually doing better because I was
Motivating you.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Pushing you.
I mean I think 6-man roster is interesting on the paper. It's sad that Valve actually didn't allow it because I think it's fun and it's cool to see maybe players shift from one map to another. It also developed something else when we were in bootcamp and I was sitting next to my coach, seeing my players and also shooting at them, when they were doing some good runs and stuff. It's different. It's another environment and it's another experience. But honestly, it's interesting. I think it could be actually cool if they allow it. But I mean, I guess
I think there's pros and cons. I think it's really good for the top teams. But I actually do think it's pretty bad for developing teams because it means that the big teams will lock kind of potential superstars.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
in the
maybe.
future.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there are also some players that are not doing the rotation. Huh? Apex and Zaiwu will never change on any maps, even on the 6-man roster.
I also want to look towards the end of this Vitality journey, especially as we started to come back to LAN end of 2021 before you left. Obviously, you guys went up against the Na'Vi 2021. It's a crazy amount of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times you faced them. Sometimes in finals, sometimes just in semi-finals. It was a problem for you guys to deal with, right? It was not an easy team to go against. But this was also where I remember at the end of the year, you guys knew that this was the end of the French team, even for Vitality. So that was it. That was done. Was that point at least nicer? Because it seemed like, as you guys knew it was the last moment, you actually played better. Like it started to be like a last dance, as we call things now.
I mean, when it's really hard when Neo, the CEO, is telling me that I'm benched, because he's basically like, we are in the major. I think we are losing in the quarterfinal in the major.
Yeah, you were 5th, 8th, yeah.
And then straight the same day in the evening, I need to talk to you. And in the lobby of the hotel, he's
Wait, on the same day you lost?
Yeah.
It came out. Did
That's
the
harsh.
rumors come out like the day after?
Yeah, it was really so it was. It was hard.
I remember going there as just like a audience member to that major, and in the lobby at night, everyone was talking about it. So
that was hard. That was hard. But yeah, talking about the last dance, it was really nice. I have a really nice souvenir about it, because even if we had like up and down in that French team, even if it was definitely not easy every day, even if we didn't have like the best players on the paper, we always fought. It was one of the teams that we probably like fought the most.
Yeah.
You know, before doing any like roster changes or stuff like this, or removing any players, we talk a lot. Every problem, we always trying to find solutions. We really like tried. You know, like we tried. And so when this happens, we are all sad, of course. Anyway, we can't go against that decisions. And like it's also like bringing like a core from like the Asteroids era. So what can you say?
You can see it on Business Sense why it made sense.
Yeah, so it's really hard. So we just want to enjoy as much as possible like the time that is still like with us, you know. And I think we did it like very well. We even managed to lift a trophy, and it was like insane feeling. It was really an insane feeling to finish on a good note, because even if we knew we would not like gonna play anymore again, like we still were doing like the preparation match, the practice, like we still wanted to win together. We still wanted to do things together. You know, it's not because it's gonna end in 3 months that then we should not care about each other, because there was something like a link between us, you know, and we wanted to do it good. So it was a really nice feeling.
I just remember that last part, right? So look at this. After Stockholm, you finish 5th to 8th. You find out this bad news. 2nd place, Premier Full Finals, right? 1st place, I Am Winter that you mentioned. And then 3rd place at World Finals. You lose to Navi to not make it to the finals. So you had to meet in the semis of it. But it was like, I remember Apex was crying. You guys were all together. Everyone was like super sad about it, because you kept coming so close. You kept fighting so closely on things. But it was like a little rise before the very end of it. And it was very like poetic in that sense for it to be the way it all ended.
Yeah, and the funny thing I think is when you look at the HLTV ranking back then, when we are benched, we are like top 3.
You dipped top
two,
3,
or-
top 3.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you might have been top 2 because of the end results there as well. Yeah,
But like we had a good ranking, you know.
yeah. It's like
And
Ben-
people-
Ben-
But we are
guys.
not number 1.
and we're talking about it as it's a disaster.
Yeah.
And then we go on to Liquid. This one, I wasn't sure about from the beginning. So I want to know from you, what made you take that opportunity? Why did you want to go to Liquid from here?
Because honestly, I wanted to, as we say, make NA great again. I thought that they had really like talented players, but they don't have like all the protocols, all the programs, all the things that we learned in Europe about tactics, preparing matches, sports psychologists, everything. You know, like I think it's they have the talents. They just don't have like. They just don't know how to do it. They don't have the tools, you know, like we are a step ahead in Europe. So this is how I saw it. And so I was really willing like to win that team, because I think like if they actually get used and understand the tools that we have now in Europe and to come back, then it can be really like deadly, you know, with players like Naf, Elige, Nitro and stuff like this. I was like, I mean, I could see a world where actually like it will be really good, you know. And also on the other part, it was like a life-changing style.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to live in NA like half a year. So
That's what I heard as well. You're supposed
with
to
my
do,
wife
yeah.
and with my kid.
Wow.
So we actually visited some school in LA.
And you agreed to this, like this is what
Yes,
you wanted to do.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's a huge change.
So we visited school in LA. We visited apartments, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
this, you know. So it was also like really interesting in that way.
You played one game, right? I remember interviewing you, and it was an online game, but you were in Steve's house.
Yes,
You were playing from
yes,
he was playing from Joker Steve's house.
yes. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because we still don't have that. And the problem is, Liquid, the problem is when I arrived, at the end of the day, there were like a lot of internal problems that I didn't know about players, team, and
Yeah,
stuff, which make things like way more harder. That's the first thing. Second thing is Nitro is coming back from Valorant. So I'm also actually using a lot of my time to try to bring back to the page, you know,
Okay.
about how CS is now played nowadays. You know, like I was just winning IM Winter like 2-3 months ago, so I know what you need to do
Yeah.
to win, you know. And I think I wanted to help that team too much that I was definitely not focusing on myself. Like I was basically a player, but I was doing what a coach is doing.
Yeah,
You know?
but must have been stressful with everything. I mean, everything surrounding, looking for a house, looking for a school,
That was
changing
honestly,
all of this on top
no,
of CS.
that was fine. The problem is the organization, ZTO, so ESL, Blast, and blah blah blah. We had a calendar before I signed my calendar, the contract with Liquid. I have the calendar for 2022, I think. I mean, for the next year.
Yeah.
So I know exactly when I will be in NA, when I will be in Europe, when I will be in
Okay,
events and stuff. Okay, so I have really a vision of the year. So this is why I signed a mod. Okay, I'm okay with this. You know, I spoke with my wife and stuff. I will doing this. Okay, and like 2 months after, in February or March, something like this, finally that event is not here. It's here. They moved that one to that one. The major qualification is here to here, and so oh sheesh, sorry. Excuse me. And so the total the total schedule is totally like
Changed.
just not possible at all. Okay. And while I was supposed to maybe like be 2 months in NA, for 2 months in Europe, for 2 months in NA, from January to May, I was at home only for 25 days.
Okay.
And the half of these days, I was playing on NA schedule, so all the night.
Great.
So I
Not
couldn't see
fun.
my family at all and stuff.
Yeah.
So like nothing
You
happened.
were like jet lagged constantly in Europe.
Yeah, and I couldn't see my wife, couldn't see my family, and a lot of internal problems on the team, on the servers. Like
You couldn't have known that. That's just unlucky, right?
yes, I think that's unlucky. And so at the end, I just did a burnout,
Yeah.
and this is why I stepped down from Liquid, because I just couldn't. Like honestly, I never felt that before. It's like for like 3 weeks at least. If you ask me any question, but really like any question, what do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? Are you fine? My answer was, I don't know.
Yeah. You just lost in it all. Right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
totally lost. I could not like think, see. I was totally like burned out, and yeah, and this is how it stopped. And I'm sad because honestly, at the end of the day, like it didn't ended up good with the Liquid organization on relationship, because they didn't like the fact that I stepped down from one day to another. Okay, which I understand. But I just couldn't do it. You know,
Yeah.
like it was just not possible. But also, like maybe I could have stayed on the bench. You know, because I was seeing like I just wanted like to actually like
You needed time.
go out. You know.
Yeah.
So like they didn't like it, and it was I didn't like the fact that I felt like they didn't understand my conditions. You know, like I had a paper from medical perspective that says that I have a burnout and stuff. You know, like I'm not joking at you or whatever.
Yes, you've done all the right thing.
Yeah, so it ended up like badly, and I'm really sad because I think Liquid is the best occasion like I've ever been, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since I had like bad relation with them, I mean, I don't know if I had bad relation now, but it was bad at the
At
end.
the time.
Yeah.
I tried to send more message, but no answer. So when there is no answer, I think it's bad.
It does make sense, yeah.
You know, which I'm really, 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 really sad, and I already like apologized to them, and I wish like it could be like things could have been done like other
Different way.
Yeah.
different way. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. And I think that liquid thing could have been like really in another world, you know.
When the scheduling was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, they
and-
could have been like really.
If the system and
insane.
everything for the
Yeah.
organizations and the tournaments didn't change, might have been another world where it worked.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
another experience, I guess. You know,
Mm.
but still like this, I still remember like good memories. You know,
Yeah.
like with players.
So then the last part of this chapter of your career, Apex. Can I first understand, because Apex at the time wasn't a big organization,
Mm-hmm.
did they need to buy you out from Liquid? Do you remember that?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, I
'cause
don't-
I when we saw you go to Apex, I was like, okay, I don't understand like how this happened, but Apex
No.
did some magic.
No, because Liquid didn't understand my burnout.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they did because of my burnout. Like I was supposed, I guess, to still be on the bench, and so to get like a percentage of my salary on the bench, you know.
Yeah.
But because they didn't understand my burnout, they didn't want to pay.
Also, they just cancelled it.
Ah, so
Yeah,
the
exactly.
contract becomes
Yeah.
invalid.
So it just
That's
went
tough.
back to cancel.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
So no, the Apex didn't have to pay anything.
Okay. But then you went to Apex very soon after this Liquid thing, right? So like, how much time did you take off in between?
2 months, I think.
Okay, so 2 months to
I
reset
think something
yourself.
like that.
How did Apex even come about? Like, how did you end up on Apex? Because that was the wildest one, right? It wasn't going for like a top tier team.
It was my agent back then that contacted me, and they wanted to make a call with me. So I had a call with them. I was actually in holidays when they called me in July, and I liked their approach because they knew my past, they knew my story,
Mhm.
and they told me, "We have a leader. We just want you to put you in the best positions as you have been like in your career. So we want you to be like the double AVP in City, to be like the rotation guy. We want you to be the lurker on the T side. We want you to be like the second voice, like mid round and stuff. Like
Nice.
everything, like every clicks for me.
I like.
Yeah,
I like.
exactly,
This is good.
Yeah, exactly. So this is why, like, I was like, okay, let's go. And what happened is the leader was Stico, and no harsh on him or whatever. Like, it's a friend, and I really like him, and I'm pretty sure like he will say it by his own words. But Stico is just not a leader, and he struggled a lot. And so I tried to help him as same as I did with Nitro, you know, with Liquid. So it was kind of like the same story again and again and again, and never focusing on myself. So I wanted to help the team again, and I had some. I don't know if I can say clash. Well, we can say clash. I had some clash with Cuban, with the coach, because of clash vision.
Mhm.
You know, like I wanted to help Stico. I wanted to help also like other players and team, always sharing my experience, my knowledge, you know. But Cuban didn't agree with every time with what I was saying, and I
Yep.
didn't agree with what Cuban was saying as well. We didn't like share the same vision of CS, of the game, about how to play as a team. And this is how like it ended up like to actually stop really quickly because they benched me, but I was like fine with it, you know, because in 2 months it was like already like too many problems,
You messed
too many clash, you know, like it was just not the good fit. It was just not the
Yeah.
good fit. And after like they changed me like for Kixan,
Yeah.
so a leader, you know, and they did like semi-final in Paris Major,
Yep.
which is insane, you know. But me, when I arrived, there is no Kixan.
Very true. Very true.
And then at this point, is this where you understood you were going to stop playing, or had you already had these thoughts in your head?
No. There is one last step. Maybe the harder. Let me tell you that story. So after this, the Paris Major is announced. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna-
Yeah. You can't.
I can't miss Paris.
No.
Okay, I've been to all the major at this moment, 70 majors, all played. First one in France. No way I miss it. Okay, and what I want to do at the moment is I want to create like a French team, my own organization, which was called Nakama. And so I select like the players, everything. I build up the company. I build up everything, and to actually be able to play the Paris Major, I mean, I can't have an Apex contract because I was still in Apex contract, like because I was benched. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the thing is, well, I ask Apex to cut the contract so I can play Paris Major. I won't say maybe the numbers, but honestly, I had a really good salary on the bench, and the contract was supposed to go till at least August.
Okay.
So I say no to 8-9
Months. Yeah.
gold bench. Okay, I think
Just good regular money coming in, and you just
Apex
like,
was
no.
Apex was I think was he's
They're like,
definitely happy about that.
okay.
Yeah.
They're like, wait,
We agree.
you don't want the money? You want to go? Okay, not bad, no problem.
It was pretty easy. Yeah. And so I tried everything. So I take my own money to create the company. I invest in it. We're trying to do a boot camp.
Oh, so you put your own money into the team, right?
Yeah.
For
It
you?
was my organization. Like I
Wow.
created it. My wife even like stopped working for it to try to help me. We tried everything because I was really, really believing that honestly the level on CS was not that high at that moment, and we could qualify the major. I'm not saying like going deep in the major, but for
just
me
be
like
there.
qualify, be there. For me, like I was really confident, But so I picked Kersey, who was like with Gamer Legion.
Yeah.
I picked Nechu, who is with Ents.
Yeah,
I picked Smith,
of course.
and I picked Dios, who is like
That's the name I don't know.
he was number one Faceit French player, and I saw kind of like a Rob Zywoo story,
Yeah.
but it was not the same.
didn't come
story.
to-
It was not the
It was a
same.
risk you took that didn't pay off.
Exactly. And the thing is like Smith, because he's streaming, we didn't really understand each other, but I wanted to have him in the team because I wanted to help me with all the tactic part and stuff,
Yeah.
And the thing is like he could not like stop streaming because he needed money to live.
Of course.
Because it was his job, because I was not paying the players. I didn't have like enough money to give them salary.
Yeah.
Because we had no sponsor or whatever. And so after the practice and stuff, like he was streaming. So imagine
So he's
like
busy.
8 hours, and after 4 hours, like he was 100% always exhausted, tired, and he never had like any time to help me on the tactics
Yeah.
part and stuff. So it was again all of a mess, not as it was supposed to be. So we didn't qualify for the major. We got destroyed by everyone. I think we'd never pass the day one.
Oh no.
I still tried to go further after it till May, I think. But then it was not working. We had to change players and stuff, and I was losing money because I was not earning money. So I lived like for 5-6 months only of my savings, and after 5-6 months, I was like,
It's not.
I can't continue,
Just
like,
don't work.
I can't continue. I need to earn money. I have a rent of my house, I have a kid. I need to buy things. I need to get a life, So it's just not possible. So this is how it shut down. It was really hard because French community had me like really hard on me on that story.
Oh yes.
And it kind of like, I don't know, gave a really like sad, bad image, I would say, about me. What I was just trying to make of a dream a reality. I will never understand why people were so hard on me, because I just wanted to share my story and to make something really good for the French scene, and somehow like some people like still laugh about it, but it's still something like which is hard for me because at the end of the day I lost 8-9 months of Apex bench. I lost 6 months of not earning any money, only using my savings. And then I had to close the company, all the legal stuff. I lost money also in it. I lost times.
Yeah.
Nakama had just been closed, I think, like 2 months ago. Imagine.
2 months ago this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really painful, you know.
Yeah.
So it was it's really a hard story.
People
But
will always laugh, by the way, when you're doing this. But then there'll be the same people that when you did succeed, they'll be congratulating like they're your friends. So you just know that those are the people that are irrelevant
No,
because
but I
at least you
totally
tried.
get it. I totally get why you would do it. Why not is the question rather. Like why not try? I understand why you would want
well,
to
it's
be
still
there.
it's still hard to think about it right now. But I'm trying to consolidate myself as much as I can with the fact that anyway, if I would have never do it, I will always regret.
Yeah,
I'm
you'd never
not,
know.
not trying it.
Yeah.
You know? So at least I tried it, you know. So I don't have that regret. And on the other end, it ended up like this. So after this, I went just try to stream, try to get some sponsors, like basically try to get money, bro, because like it's gone, it's gone. And
this is, by the way, this is the thing for like players of your generation. The salaries were not as high, right? The winnings
No.
were not as high.
We
The
were-
sticker money was not what you were getting like now, the percentages. Like for you to...
We were negotiating for a budget for travel and hotel. Not
yeah, early stages, early
Yes.
stages, yes, true.
So it's not the same levels to what we see now, right? Things
Well,
change a lot.
it does help me a lot. You know, I had a wonderful wedding. I did wonderful travels in my life, you know, for
Yeah.
holidays and stuff. I do have a house, but
Yeah.
I have a rent of it, you know. This is, I would say, like the...
You own it, but it's a mortgage, you mean? Or you just rent every month?
no, it's my own.
Yeah, so it's your...
But I have to, yes. I
pay
have,
mortgage. we
yeah,
call
pay
it.
the bank every month. You know?
Yeah.
So this is the difference, you know. Maybe like if money back then was the same as today, maybe I would still have the house, but without it, you know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
like
your house, no problem.
Exactly.
It's mine, I own it.
But I still have to pay the bank every month, you know. So, but I still have a house, you know, which is like totally insane. You
Which
know?
is great at like...
from playing video games.
Exactly. So that's insane. And at the end of the day, this is how I always like try to also think. I mean, my wife actually told me because she know how Nakama had been really hard for me, emotional part and stuff. And this is how also like how I want to end my career, you know. Like we talk about all the past, all my career, all my success, being the star player, whatever and stuff. And at the end of the day, he's getting killed by Vitality and not playing the way I'm really comfortable on, switching to Liquid, to burnout and having some problem with the organization, to Apex, same problem and having some clash in the team, to try maybe a French dream team that is putting me in troubles and having like a clash from French community. Like the last few years, I've been like, you know, when you think about the end, you don't think about it's gonna end like this.
No.
You know, and so it's been really hard. But my wife always tell me something is actually we have been trying to get a baby like for 4 years before Nakama, okay, and we are having like a lot of problems, okay, and somehow, you know, so I've been like to lot of tests, medicine and stuff. So during Vitality boot camps, I had to go to boot camp, to go to take the plane, to do the test, to come back to the boot camp. Like it was really like stressful as hell. It was really hard. Especially when you want to have a baby and you're not able to get one.
It's almost worse, by the way, when you're like, as someone who's also gone through this process of trying and wanting, it's always like you want so much and then it's not happening and then you start to think like, what's all this wrong? And then it almost happens when you already given up or just not thinking about, yes, I want this.
And at the end of the day, my wife told me, yes, maybe Nakama was hard, but maybe without Nakama, you won't have like your beautiful daughter, because 2 months after Nakama, she went pregnant like naturally.
Yeah, beautiful.
So maybe
There we go.
Congrats.
So maybe because we will never know, but I guess maybe because like you know, all my body, my stress, everything I had, you know, was just like gone.
I do that, and also all that stress and everything can kill that ability to do what you need to do to make it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
maybe without Nakama, I won't be a happy father of a second kid.
There you
today.
go. So there are positives in all the negatives. I want to just ask this for you now. Obviously, you have the hindsight though to kind of get towards the closing chapter. You're streaming now. Everything's good. You're working with Zoe. We see what you're doing. You're enjoying it. Yeah, you've got the family. But did you think maybe you should have retired at the Liquid point or the Vitality point in that sense, or are you happy you still made this route?
I didn't say officially that I retired.
So you might come back.
I never said
We're
it.
making a team.
You don't want him, man. He'll give you some illegal boosts and send you the wrong way.
No, I never said it. And if one day I will say it, which will probably come, I want to do it on the good way, because it's been like 80%, I guess, on my life,
Yeah.
if not 70%. Yeah, we'll see one day. You know. But even
You're not ready to say you're retired yet. Is that
Mm,
what you're saying?
it's way more harder than you
Yeah.
could actually think. You know, I think I accepted it since not so long time ago. But
To be fair, I never said it.
you see.
Yeah.
But I think if I want to say it one day, then I want to do things properly. I want to give a meaning
Mm-hmm.
to it, you know,
Yeah.
for maybe the next generation or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my time, and every day on the stream, people are still asking me like, am I going to come back? You know.
If someone gives you a good offer today and they say, Shox, you can have this, all the things you want, would you take it? Would you take it?
Who knows? Who knows?
You know, that's why I'm asking you.
The thing is, I don't know. As I'm telling to my stream and my community, the problem is, it will be hard for me to come back, because you know now the lights are on the younger people, and I actually don't want to take their lights. You know, because if I come back, you know, it will be all on me. You know, so I need to share it. You know, for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
young
yeah,
generation.
True. Coach? Ever thought about coaching?
I think the problem with coaching, to be honest, is I will love it. I think I can be good at it. It's just this problem about the schedule. It's the same problem with like a pro player schedule at the moment. It's exactly
Just on
the same.
Yeah.
And today I got a wife.
Sometimes worse.
Sometimes worse, true. And today I got a wife and 2 kids. So there is no way. There is no way I will go away from 200 days a year anymore. You know, I won't do it again.
Yeah. And your stream is good and entertaining and funny. You gotta. I told you this before we went live, right? Like I enjoy the fun streams. I enjoy the still playing.
I watch
high
your
level.
shorts on Instagram and.
Yeah, I'm
stuff
trying. I'm trying to do some.
Yeah.
You like it? It's
Yeah,
good.
I like it.
yeah. You press like.
I actually haven't, but
Ah.
I will start. I
At
will
least he was
start.
honest.
I
At least he was
promise.
honest. I press like because I'm laughing at.
I'm just like, you know, like.
Yeah, scrolling.
Yeah.
It helps. You know, the little hurt.
Yeah, I will do it now.
Wait, the thing of him and Olaf as a duo is comedy on top of chaos at the same time is the best way to explain these two playing in the server together. So I enjoy that side of things. But Shox, thank you very much for joining us for all of this. Thank you for giving us more time than what we'd discussed. So I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. You are still a legend with a huge career. It's great to have some extra insight on this, some stories you may have only told to the French scene as well, over to this side. So it is at least a really eye-opening and fun way for me to look at this and enjoy all this. DW, got any further comments you want to make?
Yeah, 100%. I think you're a true legend of Counter-Strike. I have an insane amount of respect for you as both a human being, but also a player who I fondly remember, even though you've destroyed me many times.
Thank you guys for your time, and it's always nice to bring back memories and to talk about Counter-Strike.
Is there any final words you want to say to your camera there, just for the fans, the
Maybe
people
even
who love
in
Shox?
French.
No, in French. Oh no, French is okay. They hear me every day on stream. So my English community, you know, my English fans. Well, for the young one, I hope like it will help you about more about give you more insight about my past, about the person I am. Also, I think it's nice to learn about the player, but it's also nicer to know more about like the person and the human behind it. So I hope it helped you. And for all people that believed me, support me all these years, full love and big thank you from the bottom of my heart. And no worries, guys. No matter if it's as a player or not, or streaming, or Zoe, or whatever, I will still stay around the CS scene, so you would still see my face again. Thank you.
Hell yeah, that's what we want. This has been all about Shox version of the podcast. We get to actually do it and go into all the detail of it. The one thing I'll say, Shox, which is crazy, just give us the wide shot on this. Shox's hair and beard has managed to stay the same no matter how old he gets.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like I change so many styles all the time, but I mean like you just stayed flawless and you don't actually age. So I got to ask one more thing. What the hell is the secret? Like you look at the pictures for the times we go through.
You don't see it, but me, I'm getting.
Nah,
But,
man.
but you're like a Cristiano Ronaldo of CS or something.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
No. The real story, you know, is when you become a father, you start to actually like wear like more of a size.
I said to you earlier,
And it helps. It helps to
I
hide
said
it.
I said to him earlier when he was waiting, I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." He goes, "No, I've done nothing." And I'm like, just."
Carrying the baby, it actually
That's
helps. You know?
Shox, thank you again very much, man. It's just amazing, and you are shown us not just an amazing player, but you have the human element to you as well. The importance of your family and wife, that means a lot in the greater scheme of things, and that's what you've just showed across this as well, man. So thank you again.
Thanks to you.